What's up, guys? Just wanted to let you know that you should subscribe to the Patreon. We got Airsoft on today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, a lot of characters around the Brooks universe, so subscribe.
Yeah, if you're in the trans nest and you walk by the couch, you sit down and you get talked to by Leo and Danny. So
that's right.
We'll see what kind of trans person we talk to on the Patreon pod today. We have, I think, one of the all-time greats returning to the Leo and Danny show.
Indeed. He's hard to miss. I'm sorry. I had to say something. I'm sorry. He is looking like a Mortal Kombat character right now, I'd say. But Airsoft Fatty, welcome back, dude.
He looks like a snowman in the Hells Angels.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great to be back, and who knows, maybe I'm one of those demonic angels here today.
Airsoft, everybody, whenever you come on, it's always a good episode. It's always nothing but good vibes. Everybody loves it. Nobody hates it. Like, I mean, how can you not love an Airsoft episode? He's the best.
Absolutely. And he did lose 100 pounds. I noticed that right away, yeah.
Yeah, last time you guys saw me, I was nearly at 500. Now I'm down to roughly 380.
What? How'd you accomplish that?
Well, I've had a friend of mine in recent times who's really pushed me to get healthier.
Yeah.
And, at first that's the typical fat guy thing where you don't necessarily want to, but you got to. And so you got to kind of accept, hey, yeah, you're making excuses for yourself, D. Now you got to move on past that, start working out more. And so now it's at least 3 times a week I'm doing live streams that I call silent slimmings, where I just hop on my bike, I'll throw on my headphones, throw on some music, just ride. Don't even say a fucking word in chat.
Wow. People are donating?
Occasionally they'll donate. It's just more so crazy to see how many people tune in for it.
That's cool.
Because I'll go live for half an hour at a time, and I'll get 200 or 300 people at a time. And it's crazy because I'm literally just sitting there on the elliptical bike just going at it.
It's awesome.
Nothing else.
Airsoft, does your manager start getting nervous, though, when you lose too much weight? Because Airsoft Fatty is your alias.
So I actually don't have a manager right now. I do have a friend of mine that helps me with a lot of things, but they...
Yeah, we met him. He's a nice guy.
I don't
Very
have
nice
a
guy.
manager.
Sharp guy.
When Airsoft Fatty elects to go to, say, Subway instead of Little Caesars, does a bead of sweat form on your brow? Yeah.
I bet that's exactly how the people at William Morris felt about Jonah Hill when he started losing weight after Superbad. They were like, what are you doing, man?
And it's how people felt when Julia Roberts started gaining weight after her first... this is all... I just wanted to make a sexist joke.
No, the one that gained the one that went from the hottest to probably the ugliest chick. Right. She's now in her 60s, so I don't want to talk shit. But the woman in the original Top Gun was one of the hotter girls in Hollywood at the time, and now she looks like a frumpy librarian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to have sex with a frumpy librarian.
No, and she didn't get to be in the new one.
You seen The Whale, Brendan Fraser?
Into the microphone. Into the microphone, Brooks. You think with a guy who's this comfortable with our podcast, he would know how the microphone works.
The screen,
especially
goddamn
how
it.
much he does this kind of thing. Come on,
man.
You have to turn this on me. I thought I was talking about Brendan Fraser.
All right, so that is a good idea.
You've never seen The Whale, have you?
I saw The Whale.
Exactly. You're trying to turn this on me because you've never seen The Whale.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. It's a 3/4 format's
myself.
too artistic for you. I get it. But anyway,
let me see your shirt. I love that shirt, by the way.
I just had to. I've been seeing a lot of comments lately.
Definitely not on drugs. So quit your talking about it. Quit theorizing that Brooks might be high.
Well, I've been sober now for negative 42 hours. So yeah, pretty proud of myself. But what I'm saying is, Brendan Fraser lost a lot of weight, and then he went into a fat suit. So what you could do is you could lose all that weight. You're healthy in the heart. You're healthy, everything. You're doing it, but then you put the fat suit on, and it's just kind of it's like a Norbit sort of thing,
It'd be cool.
I remember that.
Maybe 4 hours in the morning. That's all you need. The prosthetics, dude. You just have an entire team hanging out, making sure.
I feel like there does need to come a time where the channel evolves, and who knows, maybe that'll dictate a name change, or maybe not, because let's face it, you don't got to be fat to be a fatty.
Interesting philosophy.
Well, I mean, think about it. If you really want a more blatant way of putting it, what do you call a fatty in the stoner world? A giant-ass fucking blunt.
Buddha is one of those guys where the art depicts him as this big fat ass, but that guy would meditate for 7 days straight, eating nothing but a couple kernels of rice.
Yeah.
He was skinny. His skeleton was showing through his fucking skin.
It's definitely more than likely like that. But at the same time, Elephantitis could have been something he was infected with.
It is dick. Ooh. Airsoft, let me run this by you. I've been seeing this disturbing trend, and I don't know why, but I feel like Airsoft is in a unique position to comment on this. I've been seeing this trend with OnlyFans girls. I don't see them on OnlyFans. I see them on the Instagram recommendation feed.
Okay.
Some of them clearly are wearing prosthetic breasts. A manager, let's put it how it is, a pimp, not unlike your friend Brandon, just kidding. keep calling this guy a fucking scumbag all pun. But it's clearly some pimp finds this girl who's like a cute, petite 19-year-old, weighs maybe 102 pounds, and throws a massive double D breast augmentation bodysuit on her and proceeds to cash in. Do you feel that's unethical?
I think it's all about how they approach it. Hear me out now. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Okay? There is a market for everything in this world. So much so that even illegal items are bought on stuff called black markets. I think no matter what, you're going to find people who are going to do this. Regardless, right?
Okay.
Why not? It's like, hey, if you're hot enough that someone's like, hey, I'll give you $300 to fuck me for 15 minutes. Like, if I'm that kind of hot, fuck getting a boyfriend, I'm going to sit there and hold myself out for a few years, make a couple $100 grand, and retire at 30.
What if, but let me ask you this though. What if in your community, right, some guy came out, air hard fat ass. Okay, some guy. He puts on a suit though. He's not a real fat guy, but only because you know this because you've met him in person before. Yeah. So now you start seeing him online with a fat suit on, getting mad donos, using basically your name.
And iDubbbz does a documentary on him.
It's huge. Gets maybe 500,000 more views than yours did. Which, how many views did yours get?
Like 24 million.
All right, this one gets just 24 or 5. You know? Are you okay with this guy?
I don't have no problem with it.
Really?
Like I said, the way that it makes it okay with me is if they're upfront with it. If they say, hey, this isn't, real. This is a person in a suit. I can get behind it. That's why it's like, wait.
What if he denies that, though?
Yeah.
These pimps on OnlyFans.
That'd be a huge problem.
See? You care when it's fucking with your bottom line.
I don't like posers. If you're going to do something, own it up.
Well, these chicks who weigh 102 pounds are posing as big titty chicks. They're posing as unicorns. A skinny little size 0 teenage girl with massive knockers. And that's bullshit. And somewhere on the internet, Airsoft, there is a girl who's 18 with a size 0 and massive natural knockers who her ability to feed her soon-to-be child with her pimp is getting eaten away at.
So let's look at it like this, okay?
Yeah.
Because I'm the type like to have some sympathy here. You're bringing up a lot of times young people. Now let's be honest, right? When you're young, what are you? You're fucking dumb. You've got no knowledge or wisdom to you.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of these situations, these young ladies are shown, hey, here's what your peers are doing to make this money, not realizing their peers are doing this on their own. They're researching and doing this on their own. And these people are manipulating these young women who probably aren't very smart, let's be honest. Some of them are in very desperate positions. I don't feel bad necessarily. Like, I feel bad they get taken advantage of in that situation where it's manipulated into doing it. But if they're doing it of their own will, I don't feel bad. Like, hey, you choose to do it, do it. But like, if they're manipulated into it, it's not always your choice.
Would you, Airsoft, as a way of making some extra cash, would you get a 22-year-old girl with no ass, implants in her butt, and then get her to start selling a fitness course on how to get a booty?
Yeah. Probably. I mean, I'm going to be bluntly honest, right? If that were something that like had to be an option, I probably would. Now, granted, I would do my best to be very clear that there are differences, right, between natural and what's happening here. I try to be honest with them. Hey, this lady is augmented. She's not,
No, that's not what they do. I've seen this in the Explore page.
I know that's not what they do, but you're asking me, and I'd be honest about it because I'm the type of guy who'd rather own it. I'd rather tell people.
But then nobody will buy the fitness course, though. They're only going to buy the fitness course.
Cash cow is now fucked, dude. You can't.
Here's the question, though, right? You guys focus on the sexual selling aspect. If a fitness course is going to work, it's going to sell. People want shit that's not going to work. I think a lot of us these days are starting to wake up to that fact of like, hey, sex sells, sure, but like, it doesn't sell good product. It doesn't sell quality.
Have you had sex recently, Airsoft?
Haven't been laid in quite a while, my friend.
How long has it been? Since the last time we saw you?
Dude, I hadn't even gotten laid at that point. It's been like at least 8 years.
It's been 8 years. Oh, it's time for a hooker.
How old are you?
Honestly, you guys want to fucking get that fucking
Wait, what? Oh, can we take you to a hooker?
Airsoft, weren't you kind of dabbling in OnlyFans? You know how many
I
chicks in
tried
LA would
to.
fuck you for
Dude,
content?
I fucking tried to, right?
Yeah.
I did the fucking ID verification multiple times. They keep denying me.
Okay,
They
well,
keep telling me my ID is fake.
what?
No cap. They
Let me see
keep
your
telling
picture.
me
Let me
it's
see your
fucking-
ID picture.
I'd rather keep it in the mud.
You do. Something about your eyes, sometimes you do look something like an animatron.
You know, I don't understand it, especially in some lighting. I've looked at myself in the mirror and gone, wait a minute, am I
I'm going to be honest, dude.
You have beautiful eyes. It's just something about, I don't know what it is. It is not a bad
It's
thing.
the curvature. It's the curvature of his forehead casting a shadow into the
I was on the
socket of
Little
his
Mermaid
eyes.
ride at
that
Disneyland.
and the circulature of my face looks almost cartoony in a way.
I mean, look, Max, you could easily play Ursula in Little Mermaid ride right now.
I mean, let's be honest, okay?
Oh,
I
do
can
her
try my
voice.
best.
You could be Ursula. So, Airsoft,
Hey, Disney, y'all got someone here willing to do it.
Dude, no, all you gotta say is you're trans. Disney will actually hire you, dude, as the new Ursula. This is the new Ursula, Disney.
this is him.
This is him.
This
her.
is, I mean,
Well, I mean, if they're gonna do it,
Them.
like especially if they don't want to use prosthetics on me, they gotta be quick because I am quickly losing these tits.
Let's
Yeah.
go, dude.
I mean, they already messed up on the new Little Mermaid, but they originally the John Waters character Divine was what was based what she was based on. So that's one of the reasons why it was so cool. Was the first drag queen.
Who's John Waters?
John Waters made Hairspray.
Is that the
and
guy
all
with that
stuff.
fucked up little mustache?
Yeah, the little
Yeah.
pencil mustache. So
Okay.
Ursula was based on drag queens.
So you're ready to go. You're ready to hop into this.
Well, here's the crazy thing, right? It's like I'm fully willing. If Disney said as much shit as I will give them, if they came to me and said, "Hey, $500,000, come be in like 10 minutes of this movie, be in a scene, you spend a week fucking filming."
You better get more than $500,000 for Ursula. I gotta say, Airsoft, though, I know you've been all over the internet, and I don't know if you've vetted your collaborations carefully enough to be associated with Disney. Who is the most alt-right person you've collaborated with?
See, I don't focus a lot on politics when I talk to people.
Which could be dangerous if you want to be Ursula.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? I find that when you talk about politics to people, it's never something that ends in a good conversation, let's be honest. Even when you fully intend, even when you're sitting there like, hey, let's discuss, a new plans to like, bring back emissions, it always ends up in a fight. No one's ever going to be happy. Everyone's going to have a stick up their ass.
Yeah, but have you sat down on a podcast where maybe you weren't talking about it, but the two other guys on the podcast were talking about the great Jewish conspiracy?
I've definitely, I'll be honest, right? I've done some stuff with a guy who's, pretty controversial in the past. This guy's named Sam Hyde, okay? I've done Fish Tank with him, made some cash. I'm going to put it like this. He's a lot different off camera. He's definitely doing a character. And if he does actually believe that shit, he's never said it past filming. Like, no joke.
Yeah, I don't know if Sam Hyde will get it done. There's got to be a layer past Sam Hyde. Like, Sam Hyde collaborates with Shane.
Yeah, like,
Say
it's,
the
like I
LSU,
said,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't focus on
Have you ever worked with
politics.
Nick Fuentes?
Not that I would remember, no. Like, clearly that would, if it happened, I don't remember it.
How do you feel about the blacks, Airsoft?
You mean like the African American race?
Yeah.
I got no problem with them.
Okay.
How
That's good. That's a good answer for a Disney interview.
How many hard R's would you say you've thrown out in your life?
It really.
Wrong answer for a Disney interview.
Don't
Here's the thing.
Wrong answer for a Disney interview. I want to know the actual answer, though.
So the actual answer is probably like 3 different times in my life where I used hard R, but it was
On
never,
camera.
Not on camera, but
Okay.
it was also never done in an insulting way. Each time
sure.
it's been in talking about historical aspects.
Sure.
From Tom Sawyer.
Big Huck Finn.
Well, no, because like my mother had a friend of ours that like tried to help tutor me in high school when I was struggling with U.S. history,
Yeah.
and he was the kind of guy that like he's from like way back in the Vietnam era, so he's used to using the word openly without
100%.
fear in it.
Yeah.
So we'd be going out to eat together to go over getting tutored, and there'd be times he'd read from the book, and he would be like, "Yeah, people used to call black people hard R's in the middle of a fucking restaurant." I'd have to look at him and go, "Dude, you can't be saying that in the middle of a restaurant."
What a
dude."
good tutor.
Well, he's right. Yeah, he's bringing it to life. He's bringing the works to life. it was a different time. Airsoft is right that a guy who say fought in Vietnam, it's not a big deal.
It's not so much that it's not a big deal. It's just like he's not using it in the sense of wanting to insult me. He's talking historically. Sure. And I think that when it comes to talking about historical aspects of a word, there really should not be a restriction.
I totally agree with Airsoft.
If I'm trying to teach a kid why this word is so powerful and why it causes so much pain, you almost have to be blunt with them that this is the word. Yeah. This is what the fuck happened. This is why. You never say this shit.
Airsoft, let me run this by you. What if your tutor or anyone that might use this word, what if they were robbed a few times by African Americans? Does that give you like a little pass?
No.
Okay.
Not one bit. This is actually a true story here. So one of my aunts who I no longer talk to anymore. She had a very bad experience when she was young. I had a couple of bullies that were black.
Women, black women.
No, boys.
Oh, black boys bullied a woman?
They would beat the shit out of her. My mother told her, like, she told me straight up, like, she bought a metal lunchbox just to be able to beat the shit out of these guys and go at her.
Damn.
Because they were like beating on her, and like two sisters have to defend their little sister. Like, that's fucked up.
That sounds terrible.
But like, even though she went through that, I never was okay with the way she would act around my first girlfriend.
Who was black?
100%.
Oh.
And so for about 4 years, my girlfriend
she was 100% black.
She was
like
black, just
straight out of the core of Africa.
Mother was black, father was black, no mix or anything, just straight up. And my aunt had a huge issue with that, but she was never vocal about it. She'd always do things like shoot looks at her and me and shit like that. And there came a day where I stood up and just went, look, I get it. You had a fucking horrible experience, but fuck the fuck off with this shit. Not every last person's going to be the same.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I have seen a lot of, I've tuned into X a lot since Elon Musk bought the app. And I've seen a lot of black people engaged in acts of violence because that's one of the common criticisms of X these days it's basically a highlight reel of black violence. Mostly black on black, occasionally black on Asian, black on white.
Can be entertaining.
But I don't think I've ever seen two black dudes on the playground just like, sup, bitch, get over here, get yours, and then just beating up a single white woman. I've never seen
this is a whole other time, too. This woman would have been growing up in the 60s, 70s, where it's a bit more, people hating each other a bit more harsher, if you know what I mean.
I think the spoiler is that his aunt is that lady in the Little Rock 9 picture who's screaming at the one black girl going to school.
Nah, but yeah.
We pull that up right now. You know that famous image?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know that one, Bruce?
No, I don't.
There's a famous image of a white woman screaming at one of the girls, the black girls, who got integrated for the first time into an Arkansas school district. And if that was your aunt, I understand why two black guys beat the shit. She might have had to suck their dicks too.
She might.
Because that's a lot of guilt to work out.
I'm not gonna sit there and say, maybe she didn't piss him off, but I told her straight up, I don't give a fuck what your experience is. Like, quit judging my own girlfriend over that shit.
Was it maybe that she wanted to experience a black man? You think maybe it was like sort of one of those fetishes?
I really don't know. But, I don't really give a fuck.
She wouldn't take no for an answer, and they were like, "Man, no, bitch." Yeah. And she kept coming at him, and then eventually they had to defend themselves.
I don't know. All I know is I don't even give a fuck enough to go contact her to find out more. I'll just take what my mama said at face value and walk away.
You don't want to think about who your aunt was getting filled up by or anything like that.
I just want to think about my aunt, period. That bitch can go fucking rot in a fucking trash.
Is she alive still?
I don't know, to be honest. I really don't give a fuck. I don't talk to a lot of my blood anymore. I just don't.
We gotta go
past
find
that.
them.
I'm trying to look straight up in the future. I'm making new content. I'm getting new lore videos out. I'm fucking pushing myself to do better, get healthier, and
what do you think of this as a bit? What do you think of this as a bit? I'm sorry,
we're gonna get you and your family to do a play of To Kill a Mockingbird.
No.
And your aunt is gonna be Atticus Fish trying to get the innocent black man off.
This will be a good learning experience for everyone.
And she'll finally be able to get a black man off without getting beat up.
You don't like that idea?
Nah, I ain't giving them. I ain't giving my family any more of my time.
Okay.
As fucked as it is to say, after the way they treated me after a certain situation, I've said fuck them.
What was the situation?
I've already given them way too much attention now as is.
Yeah.
And it was my mother's passing. As soon as she went, everyone kind of flipped, did a whole 180. No joke. Wow. You would have thought it was a tight-knit family, but bam, after that, all three of the members fucking changed up.
So you think it's because she left you
I'm
and
done with it. I'm fucking done with all their bullshit. Let them go fucking live their lives. Let them go fucking be okay being stagnant and then lost and fucking dealing with struggling while I'm moving at least. And even though I'm struggling, I'm still fucking having fun and enjoying life because I'm not sitting there in some dead fucking state that's got nothing going on and no one that actually gives a fuck about it.
We should get him a black hooker to just stick to his head.
Love that, dude.
What were you saying, Larry?
I was saying that maybe I just had this idea. I was spitballing, but like, what if you dressed up as the Kool-Aid Man and busted through the wall of your aunt's wall? Would that be something kind of...
I doubt she could pay the bill to have that repaired.
It would be a good way to get her back.
If there would be no legal repercussions for something like that, yes, 100% give me a sledgehammer. I won't just bust one wall down.
Yeah.
I will bust through every fucking wall screaming, oh yeah.
I'm just like, in the Shrek, when Shrek comes in, Shrek bursts in to stop the wedding,
100%, that would be me, just running through the fucking castle.
He ran a Shrek rave not too long ago.
Yeah, a couple days ago. It was fucking amazing.
And you threw a rave and you didn't get any pussy?
No. So, guy named Cash, right? Really good guy.
Cash,
He invited me out to help him out with Shrek Rave, right? And I've never gone to raves before. My first fucking rave ever.
Yeah.
I would have guessed that you've been to a lot of raves with that hair.
Surprisingly enough,
If you're just listening, Airsoft has it's a fucked up haircut. It is clown red though.
Yeah.
And he's shaved.
To be Avatar.
He has shaved the top side, so he just has a mohawk, but then he still's got a little earmuff action going on.
No, so what it's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be Aang's arrow. And then we decided I wanted to keep my mutton chops. We wanted to style them. So we tried to give them arrows too. And it just, the color, like the dye we're using is not sticking. It comes out within like 2 days.
Yeah.
Like if you came to my comedy show, I would just I wouldn't do a lot of my racist material, to be honest, because I would think that you'd be canceling me on the
Oh, God. I'm not that. See, that's the thing, right? I think darker humor like that is necessary in life. And don't get me wrong, there are assholes that will abuse dark humor like that to a very, very bad fault. And it's sad because there's always going to be people that do that. But I think if we can't make fun of all these stupid, exaggerated views that everybody who's smarter than a second grader knows is bullshit. I think anyone who's smarter than a second grader knows not every black person's going to eat watermelon or fried chicken. I think anyone past a second grader knows not every Chinese
at some point in their
person is
life,
gonna
I'm
wanna
sure
eat
you're
like,
real.
There comes a point where you mature and if you're that stupid to where you want to try and use these jokes as a way to be insulted, like you're just a fucking idiot.
No, yeah, I'm just
No one
saying.
should pay attention.
You look like I was just saying you might look a little like a liberal lesbian, right?
Oh no, 100%. My friends made all the jokes. Like my buddy B, is not let up on some of those jokes. I remember. No, actually, oddly enough, this cut and a shirt I was wearing at the time got me a prayer from someone who was legitimately spiritually concerned.
Oh my God!
Wow. And is that a voodoo doll you have on your necklace there? I would ask you more about the rave, but I know you didn't get pussy, so I'm moving on.
Oh no, 100%. But I got to see some titties. I ain't gonna lie.
Let's go.
So did everybody there, including a security guard who had a lip. He got to see those titties too.
You got
Poor
paid.
guy.
Yeah, but so you have this. This looks like a voodoo doll.
Yeah, so the name always escapes me, but it's a piece done up by another creator. It's like a collab piece.
Dick on it?
100%. That's a dick.
Wow,
It's
alright.
actually one of the reasons. He said, "Yo, pick out some. Go get something."
It's a fertility amulet. It's gonna help Airsoft and get
It's
pussy.
a fertility amulet. There you go.
Wait, I just noticed, Dan, you haven't said one thing about dicks. I don't think yet this podcast. Should we do a bet that if you say one thing about a dick, then Airsoft Addy gets to lie down on you? I think that we should do that.
That's brother.
Okay, this is a terrible deal for me.
You made it happen to 200 people.
I wasn't me. It was probably Leo. That sounds like a Leo bit. I am too high. I am too high on the podcast totem pole to have Airsoft lay on me. How about we volunteer your beloved dog Matisse?
Oh my God!
No. All right, you know what? No. How about this?
Yeah.
I'll let him do it to me.
Yeah. You're so high. You won't
If
feel
you
a thing.
say something about a dick,
He's
All right.
gonna say something.
Makes sense. Say dick right now.
I'll try not to.
You're being
He'll try
too
not
nice
to.
to him,
I'm
bro.
teasing.
He's got to be a man. He can't be too high up on the totem pole to have to bust your ass.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you would accept the challenge, but
I enjoy it, Danny, but here's the thing. You can't say something like that because that just makes you look like a pompous prick, man. Let's be honest.
Sorry, let me say this. Let me interrupt.
The totem pole enough to
Let me
not have
interrupt.
to scoop their dog.
Let me interrupt.
Okay?
I've been doing this podcast. I've been a part of this podcast since its inception, 5 years. That has earned me the right to not have 380 pounds of lard in my face. I don't want your cock in my throat. Brooks, get down there. I said a cock.
I'm just saying.
I said a cock.
Look.
Fuck, okay, hold up. I know I got the fucking haircut. I am not gay, buddy. You would not have my cock-a-doodle do in your face. Now,
All right,
boy,
he's
I
gonna-
say, boy, I will go into the foghorn leghorn boys and tell you this right now, because you are more fucked up than a burnt-ass pile of rice. I'll tell you right now, I will not have my groin towards your motherfucking face.
Anger's not the way of the
It
Jedi.
may not be the way of the fucking Jedi, but guess what, bud? That's life.
I feel like I'm about to be raped right now. I
You
feel
feel like what?
I feel like I am about to be dry hump raped.
You think so, huh?
If you were, would you recover if you were fully raped by Airsoft Fatty?
Airsoft Fatty, can you get an erection on command?
Not on command, no.
I don't know if he'd be able to do it. Airsoft, I understand that made me seem.
Oh, hold up.
Yeah, continue your
I
point.
couldn't do it?
Get a boner?
So now, no, he's hypothetically wanting to get into raping me.
Jesus.
No. I'm the type of guy, I like being told how, you assume I can't do something. Now, just because I don't have a skill set.
In this
that I
case, it's the
don't
thing you
have to
shouldn't
learn.
do, though.
No, 100%.
You want people to assume you can't rape.
I was talking about being a boner on command, but okay.
I watched a live
See, you're the one that's got fucking rape on your mind, boy. What happened? Did someone slip you some Quaaludes?
I wish. I heard those are a commodity.
I watched
I bet
Baby
Brooks
Reindeer.
would.
Dude, Baby Reindeer has a Quaalude type. The guy gets drugged and raped in it by a man. It's pretty disturbing.
Airsoft, no, you raise a good point, man. I want people to know that I have put in my time for this podcast and for our YouTube channel. I'm on probation currently. That should prove that I'm not a complete pussy. And while my probation doesn't explicitly forbade having a large man lay on me, I feel
I'm
like
pretty sure they would lower the amount of time for doing something like that.
if they did, I would be on the floor before you could say,
Well, you never know unless
Fuck,
you do
we're
it.
like-
You never
He
know.
lost a lot more weight than when he laid on Austin.
Sure.
You're only
Austin
looking
took
at
more, but
100 pounds less.
You going face up or down?
I'm not doing anything.
If you did. Hypothetically.
Okay.
I think it'd be safer if I went face up. I think it'd be bad on my spine if I went face down.
But then he's going to just lay
Yeah, I
on
mean,
your
you do
corner.
jujitsu.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? You say that, and let me put something out here for you,
Okay.
right? If I went on your back, you would have a surface going on your spine that's more malleable and form-fitting. Whereas if you're on your back and you're facing upward, your back is up against the floor. That's not going to be able to mold and move. I'm fat. I got a belly. It will.
Are you a chiropractor? You don't know what you're talking about.
I'm
I'm not a chiropractor, but like
I like this-
basic
I
physics.
like
this-
It's basic physics. You never, if you're gonna fall from a plane, never go for hard surfaces.
You might
Go
be
for
right.
snow. Go for water.
Well, that's you don't need any sort of knowledge.
Just,
to know.
as it's about to crash, just jump up really quickly. It's the only way.
And also,
It is basic physics stuff.
but
Jump into water, not the ground.
yes, thank you. Thank you. Let me say this, Fatty. I'm not sure that what you're saying is wrong or right about me being face up or face down, but Buck is soon going to find out. Buck, you want to come over?
All right.
All right,
let's do this.
Wait,
Here, Buck, take the
Played
mic.
football in high school?
Yeah.
So he's faced some.
Buck is the man, dude. Buck just came right over here. What do you think about this guy, Airsoft?
I think he looks like one of the linebackers I've had actually step on me in football before. So.
Well, you must have played football in Oklahoma because this guy would be a pretty unathletic linebacker. You could be a center, maybe.
Well, here's the thing. I got told by a lot of people growing up I should do football, but I never got into it. I was more the nerdy type, I was more, let me make a fucking video.
Sure.
Fucking
And let me tell people how they should jump into water instead of concrete. That's something only a nerd would know. Airsoft, you really want to lay on me. You don't want to lay on Buck, it seems like.
you know what? Buck hasn't given me a reason to lay on him.
Come on.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because you're literally sitting there talking about you too high up on the totem pole to put in a little bit of work for your own podcast that you even admit you put all the fucking work in already. What's a little extra work?
You know, he's making a pretty good point. It's really.
Like, this is like someone that lives down the road from a store but wants to order from DoorDash. Why the hell are you ordering from DoorDash? The store is 200 feet from your house.
To defend him, he did have the worst catastrophe happen from the podcast when his penis was leaked in the limp state, peeing into a can.
What?
That happened. So he deserves
all over Reddit. And I didn't even, hey, get this, Airsoft. I didn't even have a chance to fluff it up.
Not even a little bit.
It looked terrible.
See, you just gotta be ballsy and enjoy what you have and be a man. Because when I was on Fish Tank, man, buck naked, even soft for hours.
I need to see this.
Shit.
I want to see it.
It's not hard. It's easy to fucking find. Like season 1 and 2, I've been nude for multiple days at a time. No clothes, no joke.
Look up him getting his dick sucked by a vacuum cleaner. I watched this live. I cannot believe that happened.
Airsoft has made me feel guilty enough that I'm going to let him lay on top of me.
I think this is a great move.
All right, he's made me feel guilty enough. You know, maybe I am doing too much delegation when it comes to the humiliating things.
You gotta, at least at some point, even when you're on the top, right? You still have to have those days to remind yourself of how you got there and who's there doing that kind of work so you don't have to. That's how my father is.
He's like a labor leader.
It's
like I just told somebody to go pick fucking grapes for me, and he's like, "You gotta get out there in the field and show them you can still pick grapes yourself."
You gotta show them you know what to do so that they can trust you.
I think the only way to settle this would be through a battle of the Jedi.
I'm watching I'm looking at some nude Airsoft fatty stuff. It's pretty good.
There's some chicks in some of this footage. That's dope.
I told you that, man. I told you. And you know what? You gotta do yourself a favor and quit being a little bitch, all right? You know what being a bitch gets you in life?
What does it get you?
I'll tell you what it gets you.
I don't like how you're getting that. I'm scared.
It gets you a George Lucas special, which includes one fried Anakin Skywalker with a side of a thigh and a leg.
Oh my god, dude, he's coming.
Big guy.
Oh shit, dude. This guy, your dream, he's a fan, dude.
You got this camera ready to go? What are the rules? I assume no head strikes.
Is it sort of like is it fencing? The first to make contact with the stomach area.
You know what I'd say?
Yes.
We'll do it like this. We'll do it classical style. Okay, classic fatty style.
All right.
Limb gets hit, gets disabled. You lose an arm, you got this one. You lose that arm. If you're ballsy enough, you want to pull a Zorro, put it in your fucking mouth.
Oh.
Do what I gotta do. And if you lose a leg, around. 2 strikes to the chest is a kill.
See, people don't do this.
I got
Yes.
Do you play this game?
I have ringside.
You gotta at least go 1 round. If you can beat me in this, you ain't gotta get laid on. You'll prove
I'm
it.
the announcer like it's a boxing match. All right, we got Danny striking for we got Airsoft making a strike going for the right hand. Oh, Danny's got his. Oh, Danny and Airsoft. Oh, that's. Oh yeah. Over. Danny got him.
That's right. There's 3 rounds.
There's 3 rounds. Round 1. Danny has won round 1.
I have my arm back now. I want to change my color.
Press it 2 times, or I think.
once.
Oh, you're right now. Press
Yeah,
it
I press it once. Press it once. You got it.
All right, Matisse is involved. There's a beast in the ring.
I'm holding you.
3, 2, go.
And podcast equipment has been destroyed.
Is he still alive?
Danny won 2 rounds. So.
Yeah, we'll give Danny that one. All right, you gotta get laid on, big guy.
All right, I'm just getting laid on.
What?
Now.
So, for my troubles, I get crushed. It was. That was great. I have you laid on. All right, just to show there's no hard feelings.
This is gonna be nice.
You can't jump on me, Airsoft.
Oh no, it'll just be a simple one on me and just go.
No, there's no way you're gonna belly flop onto me from standing.
I would say get on.
I literally just said I would get on my knees and just.
Oh, I didn't hear the knees part. I'm sorry. Do you think he said it, Leo?
I don't think he said it.
I think he was going to go, Timber!
Yeah, I'm gonna record my hand through the fucking audio thing.
Airsoft, I want you to know that I weigh probably a little more than half your weight, but I have things to live for.
Mm-hmm.
So try not to crush a rib.
So
Or
that's the
afraid.
worst that could happen.
And we'll promise you a black hooker if you don't hurt her.
All right, let's hope I don't collapse along here.
We're gonna go face up.
Dude, I'm going face up. I'm sticking with my theory. You got this on.
Good idea.
You gotta get down. I'm not like, get down.
Slide this way because I am not about to put my head towards his crotch.
Yeah. None of that day
So you're going to put your crotch at me.
None of that day stuff, dude. Just lay on a mat on the ground.
You ready?
Oh, yeah. Goodbye,
Just
baby.
chill.
You gotta feed. It actually feels good. It's like a weighted blanket.
Airsoft, I like that. I enjoy it.
See? Now you can see why the ladies like you so much.
There's people out there to get paid for like hugs and cuddle. I'm usually one of them.
Leo, it felt
I thought about it.
like getting a hug from a Jamaican daddy.
That's nice.
Just a
Just
big
giant boobs in your
Yeah.
face.
Oh, come here, child.
Yeah.
Let me cheer you up.
And you're just a 10-year-old boy. Yeah, getting like a big titty, fat chick, to be honest, hugging you when you're a young boy.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest feelings.
Airsoft, I enjoyed that more than I thought I was going to enjoy that. I did like that. Yeah, that was fun. And that was fun battling you,
If
too.
you want more stuff like that, and maybe you don't want something like that, check me on the cameo. I do shit like that.
It's great.
Unfortunately, they can't feel your warmth like I do.
I mean, I've had.
You've met some.
$3,000 Patreon.
Damn.
Are you usually on top?
Yes.
It's been 8 years, so he has to think back.
I'm not a bottom. I'm not a bottom unless she wants to go like a cowgirl.
8 years ago. 8 years when you had sex. 8 years ago when you had sex. What was the position that you used?
Let's see. Last time, what was the position we did?
I'll take away with your open.
Probably did a little commando, and then we did a little cat's grade.
Commando!
Cat's grade.
I'm sorry, I don't think I know either.
It was commando.
I don't know either. Am I an idiot?
Commando.
like bad guy moves.
Okay.
Explain commando.
So, this is how it goes.
Do it to Buck. Do it to Buck.
No, we ain't
That
doing
is-
it. That's fucking weird, okay? What you gonna do? Okay.
You are gonna
You
cast
want
straight
to
on the
go
butt, though.
commando? You want to go commando?
Yeah.
Number one, the girl's got to have some good elbow strength, all right?
Oh my god.
Because what she's gonna do is it's just like an old German MG42 gun. She's gonna stick her arms up like this while she's laying back,
Okay.
spread out. You're gonna grab onto her wrist like it's the two handles for the gun,
Okay.
and then you literally go as fast as you fucking can. And you literally you gotta go as fast as you can to a point it hurts.
Does that break your arms?
Yeah, dude. Were her arms?
That's
okay?
why you have to be strong when you do
Was
this.
she
You can't
on
have no weak bitches.
So then she was on steroids because that's the
Well,
only way.
nah, but she used to do like some basic fucking lifts.
I'm
She
guessing
could lift
she-
like 200.
She's pretty tall, I'm guessing.
Surprisingly, no, she was shorter than me at the time.
Wow. Was she a big girl or?
No, surprisingly, she was like nice thing. Back when we were younger, of course, she had like the body of like a stereotypical rapper type girl.
Okay.
I got lucky. I ain't gonna lie. My first and only girl, like real girlfriend I ever had.
Yeah.
I got fucking lucky, like the lottery.
She was hot.
Oh,
Your end didn't think so.
How much?
obviously,
Hey,
back
you
then.
gotta listen to this
not-
commando position thing, dude, that he did. So the woman goes on her back and puts her hands up like this, kind of hard, like she's, really like giving you a base, and then you hold on to the hands, and then you
It's
just
like the
pump.
MG42 German machine gun handles.
So you
So
hold
you're
on.
using that, you're using it as another fulcrum to fucking get extra speed out of yourself as fast as you can.
I like how it has to be an MG42. I like that. I like
Well,
that.
it's just the basic machine gun that you handle. It's not like,
Omaha Beach. It was
the
right there. I
idea
go.
is to go as fast as you fucking can to it hurts.
I love that one of the seldom times that you had sex, you made the girl hold your entire weight with her hands. Like, that's unbelievable.
Was that your ex-girlfriend?
Yeah,
No, actually,
it was.
chick?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
Yeah, that's max.
4 years. Dude.
4 whole years together. It's just a myriad of things that happened, and we just kind of broke it off. We talk here and there, and it seems like we're kind of amicalist enough to be able to be like, hey, how you doing? But like,
She's the love of your life.
nah, not anymore.
Yeah, she
Like,
is.
don't get me wrong, I still care about her. Like, if you're ever out there and you need a fucking meal, like, just hit me up, I'll help you out. But like, I'm not going to actively go buy her a fucking house. I'm not going to go sit there and fly all the way fucking back to Michigan just to see her or fly her. Like, I'm not wasting cash on that.
I feel like you would do it in 2 seconds.
Nope.
Why not?
I don't believe you. I feel like if she texted you right now.
No. Here's the thing. You don't believe me, but like, she's hit me up in the past about like, hey, me and my boyfriend aren't doing too well. I was wondering how you were doing. I need, to get out of here for a little bit. Meet my kids. I'd love to come visit you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a little too busy doing, my thing. I'm never home. I really don't have the space for that because I'm living in a tiny shack. Like, I'm trying to be nice about it. Like, hey, I'm not like interested in having you back. Since your boyfriend that you didn't even like tell me the name of, like,
okay,
you don't even want him anymore.
When you commando a chick, dude, like you got to know that forever, for the rest of your life, she's gonna be trying to come back and get more.
Yeah, and she's not getting back with me ever again, man. That I don't know. Like I said, don't hate her, don't hold any animosity, but like,
is it because she had kids with another man?
Nah, it's more so just.
Do you see women as impure once they've given birth?
No, I see them fine. I don't give a fuck. I'll fuck a mother. If Milf came up to me and was like, hey, you want to go a couple rounds? Make sure your kids are taken care of. Fine, we'll go to the room and get a couple rounds.
Would you, if the baby was just in the other room crying?
No, I could not.
Would you fuck a Milf?
No, not if if the baby's crying, it clearly has some needs attention, bitch.
What if
it's trying to get this dick? Get the fuck off your lazy ass and go take care of your kids.
There's no need to call her a bitch. Well, maybe there is.
If she's not taking care of her kid to a point where she's leaving it to cry and not being like, oh, what is there that I could do to stop it? Even if she's like, I don't know what to do, I've done everything, you should still be like, hey, I wonder if there's something wrong with my kid. I should be looking stuff up.
What if the baby's napping?
If the baby's like asleep, happy, they're not, whatever, and we got 20 minutes to go, let's go a couple rounds. But like, if they're awake, if it's, crying, if there's needs that need to be met, I'm not going to take away from that kid.
What if there's a dead baby in the house?
Not happening. That's an instant me walk the fuck out.
Okay.
There's nothing less
Leo,
to me.
You had a quickie with a dead baby in the house.
Yeah, it's not a big deal, dude.
No, to me, there's nothing less sexy than an abusive parent. That's my opinion.
She went to jail
That's the
afterward.
least sexy.
It was one of my quickest nuts, to be honest. I needed to get out of there, dude. It was kind of like morbid.
It was actually a parking lot blowjob. It was Casey Anthony. The baby was duct taped up.
It was in the back seat.
It's an old reference, but
it was a dark time. It was a dark time in my life.
I've had a lot of dark times in my life, and I've never done something so vile.
Blowing while there's a baby.
There was a theory that Scott Peterson got sucked in the San Francisco Marina with Lacey and Connor
present day.
in the boat. Yeah,
I think he probably did, dude. He was a sociopath, that guy.
He just those are
I've never
lies.
paid attention to famous people's names enough to know the fucking.
Well, this guy, he's like famous for a good reason. He's not one of those empty Orange County, Laguna Beach.
So he's getting blown in front of his kids.
No. Scott Peterson. Well, the kid was asleep, we shall say. But Scott Peterson is a great artist. You know him?
Again, I don't pay attention to famous people's names enough to even get a fuck.
Harmony Korine asked him to be in a movie.
Well, Scott Peterson, but Scott Peterson, dude, come on. Like Scott
Never heard of him, never seen him.
Well, he's just he's really good at what he does.
Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I don't know.
A lot of people say he was, he was up there with Picasso and even Matisse.
Like
Scott Peterson.
In his own respective lane, which is, he's a fertilizer salesman who killed his wife and unborn child.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Well, you don't respect a guy who gets famous for killing his wife and unborn child?
Nah.
I think it's fair to say that you had a pretty dark childhood. I mean, you were telling me some stories a couple years ago
Yeah,
about.
there was a lot of shit that happened back then.
You
that I
want
tried
to
focus.
I heard someone
There's
say
a
a shit
couple.
story.
Yeah,
There's a couple of good ones. I think.
Only people come.
What happened with your feces?
I mean, there's a couple of different things that have happened, a couple of different dark situations, but I think we'll go with probably the.
School.
Well, the school. Oh, you want the school one? Okay. This is the only time I've ever shit myself with pride in my fucking face. This is the one time that I was like, yes, smelling like ass, feeling this come down my leg. I am proud of this moment, and I say that out of context. It sounds so fucking bad, but once you're given the context you're about to receive, you're gonna go, that makes sense. This is early fucking middle school, okay? And I was the type of kid who did not like fucking people telling me what to do back then. I was a real shithead after And when my father passed away, I got into middle school, I started really becoming a dickhead, like a real POS type of kid, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't always this fucking goofball, you know.
Yeah.
I had to go through a couple of dark moments, but and I had this English teacher, it's I think it was like 7th grade, 8th grade. But like she was like a major bitch to a lot of students, especially if you were overweight. I came in and I was the type of student who at the time I was still getting pretty good grades. I was still an A, B student. I was, you know, get a test put in front of me that would take an hour, it'd take me 30 minutes. It's just, that's how I could process it back then. Nowadays I couldn't fucking do that for life of me, but back then I was fucking quiz. So I go in and her typical rule is if you're taking a test or a quiz from her, you're not allowed to leave to use the bathroom. On this day, I had a doctor's note because I was having severe, like, I could literally die from this diarrhea type of shit if I'm not keeping a water bottle near me at least every hour.
Did it have something to do with your diet, probably?
No, I had like a really bad stomach bug. I can't remember what it was called. It was something like, I ate a bad piece of meat, it had the bug in it, and I was just fucked for like a week. And it was...
You've been throwing up, you've been shitting yourself all week.
Dude, there came a point where I literally shit, pissed, and threw up at the same time. Let me tell you, no, that is not a fucking fun feeling. If you haven't fucking felt that yet, I envy you, because when you are crying, pissing, shitting, and puking yourself at the same time,
I've done that. I've done
you're
that too.
begging it to stop.
I didn't. I came, shit, and threw up at the dead, and Talia found me doing that. So.
Oh, that's no.
So, Airsoft, you went to school, you chanced it. You must have been old man.
Here's what happened, right? You know, it was a school like any other public school, but like, so here's what happened. I showed up and said, hey, you know, my test is done.
Into the mic, my man. I'm sorry to hear you.
No, you're good. I have a bad habit of that.
It's okay.
I'm still getting used to mic culture here. But anyhow, I said, hey, look, I'm finished with my test. I've been finished for like 10 minutes now. You have my test in front of you. I'm done. I have a doctor's note. I need to go. Looks at me and says, you should have went before class. You're not going. 45 minutes ago, mind you, before class.
Yeah.
So I just looked at her, and it's, like I said, it's one of the few times I ever felt that feeling and fucking felt proud. And I was like, I looked at her and just went dead in her eyes and just went, really? We're going to do this right now, bitch. Really? Wow. We're going to do this right now. I just looked at her and just kept going, we're really going to fucking do this right now. Just kept saying that over and over again as I'm literally having shit run down my leg, and I'm wearing shorts. So like, the people behind me are watching this happen. They see it run down my leg, and hear one kid go, oh, he's shitting himself.
How much did
And
you
the
weigh?
teacher, I was probably like 250 at the time.
You're big.
When I was first starting to like get big.
You're big.
Yeah, I was big for a kid back then. But,
Yeah.
like, the teacher didn't even notice it at first. It wasn't until the kid started screaming, ew, he's shitting himself. She went, oh my God, looks at me and just goes, oh my God, Christopher, go to the bathroom. And I looked at her and said, I got one better for you. I'm going to the office. Good luck keeping your job. Walked the fuck out of there, went straight to the office. I ain't gonna lie, I made myself fucking cry going in there because I really wanted to. So I'm the autistic kid of this fucking school, and you're gonna fucking do this. Okay, I'm really gonna fuck with you, bitch.
Yeah.
Went in the office, teared up. I was like, I need to call my mom. What's wrong, Chris? Oh, I was in class. She wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. They were like, you should have been allowed. You had a doctor's note and everything. Like, if you don't go, you're gonna like really get sick. And I was like, yeah, that happened. Can I call my mom, please? And she's like, you know, the office ladies were nice to me. So she's like, yeah, go ahead. I called my mother up. She's like, what's going on, Chris? You don't call me at this time while you're in school. What's going on? I said, Mom, I'm like crying. I'm like, Mom, I had an accident. She goes, what do you mean you had an accident? You had a doctor's note that made it so teachers literally could not tell you no. And I said, well, one of them did. English teacher had trouble. Came in there. I don't remember every little thing that was said, to be honest. But you could hear muffles and you could hear a very pissed off mother.
Yeah.
Nice.
And by the end of it, like, the next day I was getting an apology from the teacher, and by the next week she'd been replaced.
Wow. You lost that woman's job.
Yes, happily got rid of that bitch, because let me tell you something. No, she was a piece of shit to so many people, and it's like weight lifted off of everyone's shoulders.
Thank God.
If she or your aunt had to die, which one would you rather have died? Sorry, to get this question out, Leo.
It's a tough one, but
just first instinct. What do you think?
First instinct, probably my aunt.
Got it. There we go. Leo.
Because the teacher has room to grow. My family honestly doesn't.
That's very dark, but okay. I accept it.
Okay. Here.
I was just going to ask if anybody from class ever hit you up on Facebook years later and said, like, hey, remember when you shit yourself out here?
Nah, no one's done that, surprisingly. However, I've had, like, old, like, students I used to go to school with fucking hit me up, and a lot of them used to be, like, my bullies. And I was like, oh, dude, Chris, I see you fucking doing so much better now. Like, dude, like, I hope you're doing good. And I'm sitting there thinking, you used to fucking, like, legitimately, one of the bullies who burned a music book where I was actually writing my own music at the time in high school, literally met me in the parking lot with the football team and fucking took it out of my hands and burned it in front of me.
Did you know how to read and write music?
Well, I mean, I didn't know, like, the fucking syllables, the line work, but I was writing words and I was putting it together.
Oh, lyrics.
It wasn't as a professional way, but it was definitely an amateur style. But, like, they did that to me.
Can you tell me, or can you recite some of your lyrics from that time? I'd love to hear some of your songs.
Sing an original.
I imagine it was probably pretty dark.
I'll actually pull the one that I'm working on still, almost 11 years later.
Let's hear it.
I'm working on this song. And it starts out with some this. It's a softer song. It was written at a time where I was very emotional, but
Of course. Yeah.
I was never lost and found. I will found my own way home. And if I should falter on this journey on my way home, please bury me in a bed of roses and send me down the river. Don't let me be remembered for the pain. Remember me for the songs we sang. Remember everything that began. But when I go and end this journey, send me off in the bed of roses.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm still working on that one almost 11 years later. I've never publicly released a copy of it yet.
I was worried that it was going to be something more, because it sounds like you were getting bullied by teachers, by classmates. I thought it was going to be like, me and my friend Eric are going to show up in trench coats. We're going to shoot up the auditorium and throw bombs at the yard duty.
See, that's the thing. A lot of people will say that when they get to know me, like, dude, I'm surprised you never, like, lost your shit like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm surprised too, but at the same time, I also had people in my life who were really, like, good anchors for me. My father and my mother were two really good anchors for me. Some of my friends were really good anchors. Even today, my buddy Robert, who, like, if you guys have been watching me for a while and haven't realized that Robert's back yet, Robert's back.
Holy shit.
Like, he is 100% back, and I'm happy as hell. Like, he's someone that's been a really good anchor for me, but, like, anytime where I've, like, gotten to that point, I've always come to a person like, look, man, I'm at my fucking wit's end. I need someone to talk to. I need someone to fucking let me know that, yes, you're human for having these emotions, but no, you shouldn't do something stupid about it.
How many shits do you take a day or so?
To be honest, lately it's been lowered down to maybe once every other day.
It's not
Dead ass, no joke. It's been like once every other day lately.
That is less than the average person of my body weight.
See, the thing is, I hear that, but then, like, people I talk to have that same kind of response. Like, yeah, you should really be doing it once every other day or so. Like,
that's chick numbers.
Yeah.
That's skinny girl shit every other day.
Would you say that, I mean, is it just a massive turd? Or is it?
No, it's just, a lot of the times it's just pretty normal size.
Describe it.
I feel like his sense of normal size is skewed, though. Because how many other turds do you see?
I mean, you want to talk normal size, I'll say probably about the size of a D battery is like...
That's it?
You shit 1D battery every other day?
No, I'm saying that
the rest of it just kind of goes across this film.
A D battery is about, I don't know, 10 50-cent pieces stacked up on top of each other. It's nothing.
So that's as small as they get. But I have had ones that have gotten to the size of like a small ball python.
Okay.
Adult, mind you, not like a little baby ball python. I'm talking like an adult, like one that's maybe like 5-ish feet, 8 feet.
Somebody in this house, I'm surprised they don't have a ball python. The trans nest needs a ball python.
Well,
Well, I know cat.
Matisse is enough. I mean, in fact, because the thing is, and it's not to be disrespectful, but this is a genuine question. I know that you've said that you can't sit in certain furniture because it'll break, and so you're allowing the orange couch, but you're not allowing the IKEA gray couch, which is right here. because it's a pull out.
I think the orange couch is nicer.
Well, yeah, I agree. And so I think
It's
I think it's perfect. It's soft. It's very nice. Belonged to our friend Annie. Anyway, I'm just wondering.
Brooks, why are you treating him like a dog? Why are you treating him like a dog where he can't jump on certain couches?
Honestly,
I let him on top of my person.
Okay, first off,
He's been on my body.
Yeah, okay, then you pay for this kid. You're the one with the money. How much money do you think I have? How much do I get paid?
I think he needs to get on the ground, Brooks, and I think he needs to lay on top. I
I'm-
think that's the only thing to be done.
Because you insulted him by
when
banning
did this
him.
become
Oscar.
a fucking
I don't think it was an
family
insult
history?
at all. I think I was protecting the property.
Airsoft, would you say that a man bringing up you breaking furniture randomly out of the blue, is that disrespectful?
It was a topic change.
It was out of
You're
left
changing
field. Out of left field.
No, it wasn't. This relates to toilets, but you didn't let me get to the toilet part.
Well,
That was so
this
uncalled for.
relates more towards like the you know, this ain't left field. This is more like right field. Like you should see this type of thing coming, but you don't.
Am I the bad guy in this one?
No, you're not doing it in the bad way. You're doing it in a more reasonable way. It's like, yeah, it's a pricey fucking couch. You don't want to have it breaking. Yeah, it's fucking way too flimsy for someone like me to be on.
Is that a phobia that you would say maybe other big guys have, is breaking furniture?
Do you have-
Is that a
So
phobia?
I legitimately have a phobia of breaking other people's shit, just in general, right?
damn it,
So like,
folks.
I'll go.
Do you resent guys like him that make you
No,
feel
I
guilt
don't.
around?
No, I don't resent him at all.
He
He's
told me that he has broken people's furniture. I was defending my property.
Airsoft, when you come into a house, do you want someone to just tell you exactly which furniture can hold you up? Is that what you want? You want a guy to be like, that chair's good, it's got a strong foundation. Is that what you want?
So typically, I can pick up on what furniture's safe by just looking at it. Like
Okay.
that rocking chair right there is way too fucking thin of wood for me to try to sit.
Airsoft, let's try now.
Yeah, you gotta sit on it. How much is it?
I think it could hold him.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
We're getting the opinion that this can hold
All right,
you.
let's get in there.
So wait, we're getting the opinion from the cute goth girl over there?
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, you know what? You know
8
what?
years
Let's
no
see.
more,
Let's see.
motherfucker.
Let's get some
8
dinner.
years.
Wow.
Have dinner
Like,
with
I
the
will
famous
straight
Airsoft
tell you,
family.
you hang here, I'll go take her to dinner.
Yeah,
Let's come over here.
Yeah, get her over here.
All right.
Sit on the couch next to our boy over here.
Here's the rules. If you sit on this rocking chair and it doesn't break, you take her to dinner.
First off, let's be respectful. Are you single?
Yes.
Okay, so you open for some dinner if this happens?
No, you can try the rocking chair.
Oh.
You know, I'll fucking try the rocking chair still.
Can we at least
I'm West IMP.
Let's go, dude.
I'm West IMP. I respect the straight, but I'm West IMP.
Let's go, dude.
Here we go. We have Airsoft approaching the rocking chair.
3 rocks.
Clapping his
3
hands.
rocks.
He's about to sit. He went down soft.
One,
I think he's going to take it.
you got it. Ooh,
There's
it's
some
definitely
creaks.
creaking.
He's on his third rock. He's
Here
about
we
to
go. 3. And now let's see if it survives standing.
And he's out.
And it survived!
That's what I'm talking about.
There we go.
It's a well-crafted rocking chair.
Yep.
Well, at least now in the future, if a dick like Brooks says, hey, you can't sit on that, this and that, you'd be like, wait a second, I did sit on a rocking chair.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, no, it's totally different though, because like rocking chairs, they're built in a structural way that supports it. Something like this, like no, you just have to look at it. You can see, yeah, very clearly. I go on that and fall right through the foundation.
I say we try it, Brooks.
Well, no, here's the thing. I just want to, in my defense, because you said that it came out of left field, we were talking about...
You're an asshole,
Fuck you, Diego. I genuinely am wondering, because this has almost happened to me, where I'm weigh, 160 maybe, mostly muscle,
Yeah.
and I sit on a toilet and I'm like, oh, this shit's about to break. Have you ever broken a toilet?
Yes!
Yeah! Fuck you, I knew it!
Why are you bringing it up again? You're bringing up more
No,
drama.
this is actually kind of funny. So,
It's not funny.
no,
He's
this
an
is
asshole.
fucking- This is fucking hilarious, you're right.
So wait a second, you have a bucket in the back that he can shit in
He
then?
has an outhouse at his home.
No, I'm joking.
Of course, that's awesome.
But no, straight up, so the strip, and that is, I stayed at a fucking Chinese motel one time. So I was literally like in Chicago. I was on my own. I needed a cheap spot to stay at for the night because I'm on my way home from a trip.
How much was it there?
It was like 120 for the night. Nothing crazy. It wasn't necessarily. Don't get me wrong. The hotel was actually kind of nice. Don't get me wrong. But like the you know the fucking issue was a lot of the stuff was pretty flimsy. The bed was just barely left over me. I went to go use the toilet, and We all know that horse and throats can handle quite a bit of abuse, let's be honest. Unless you're literally chucking them out of a second story window, those things are pretty good to keep apart. I went and sat down, and almost immediately the fucking like bowl shattered, and I just went through it.
Oh.
Fucking cut the bottom of my leg up. I went downstairs. I was like, hey, I think I need a new room, and I think like we gotta like give me some money back or something because I have to go down the road to use the bathroom and shower and stuff because like I literally went to go use your toilet and it just like shattered underneath. I just cut my fucking leg up.
Would you say that pure hatred is a good description for the look the Chinese woman gave you?
I don't know what it was because honestly, that's the thing, right? She was staring at me, and I don't think she believed it at first. I really don't think she believed me at first until she literally came up to the room with me and saw the fucking place flooding with shit water.
But just shit and blood in a broken toilet.
Yes. So of course, you know, they get me in the room, shut the water off.
I can't do shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do the Chinese lady telling everybody.
Let's do this. We're gonna do a little scene. So you're gonna burst into a room. I'll do the sound effects, and you're gonna tell Leo, aka for this scene, the Chinese woman, what you just did. So here's him coming down the stairs. Excuse me. Wait.
Who's the asshole now, man?
Beating the fuck out of the mic. Hey, we got a bit of an issue here.
Is your room satisfactory?
Hell no. I went to go take a shit, and your toilet shattered underneath me. Now I've got to get these cuts taken care of, and like we got to do something about spending some of my money because I got to go take a shit down the road. This ain't
What do you mean? You sat on the toilet?
literally sat on it and just fucking shattered underneath.
Maybe it is because you're.
Like, you want to see up my pantry and see the cuts in my leg?
That is really fucked up.
It really is, isn't it? Like, we should probably, like, get me a fucking new room and do something about the fact that I gotta walk up the damn road.
Who is man? Who is fat?
Yeah, you're going to have to pay for the toilet yourself. You fat bastard. Sorry, that's so.
Look at you! You really not. So, no, kindly enough, they didn't charge me for it.
Thank God.
Like, I did have to go up the road to the bodega to take a shit.
Do you think she might have used like a fatphobic term when describing the situation to her friends in the break room?
Honestly, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But probably because like she probably didn't know any other English way of saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Mandarin, the tongue lashing she gave him behind his back.
No. So surprisingly, right? A lot of Asian languages don't have like curse words in their natural language.
No, they got that
In
word.
Japan, they don't have things like fuck, like a direct translation for fuck. So anytime you hear a Japanese person say fuck, it's never like ska. That's not even the direct translation though. That's just a rough translation of what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
They're basically saying poop, poop, poop. When like they don't have like shit, they don't have fuck, they don't have stuff like that.
You must be an anime fan. That's how you know.
I took Japanese class
And
for a few years. I'm extremely rusty, but like back when I was younger, I did take a few years of it. They taught us about
They were
that.
scouting him for the sumo circuit too.
Oh, of course.
Well, the huge thing is in Japan, there's a lot of respect that goes along with basically everything that happens. You wouldn't go up to your boss and say hello the same way you would walk up to me and say hello. Like if Dan is your boss, right?
Yeah.
You would come up to me and say just no, hello, how's it going? But if you came to your boss, they'd be like, oh, hello, boss. But the way they would
It would
say
be more
I
formal.
would be like, hello, how are you today? And to you, I might be like, hello.
well, like here's the way it really is, right? So it's like Spanish. How there's a male and female way to say things.
Yeah.
Well, there's a professional way and a cordial way to say things.
So what you're saying, Airsoft, is that these guys shouldn't make eye contact with me when they say hello.
No, they should. That's a huge sign of respect is having eye contact.
Well, no,
So
I want them to know that I'm their boss.
you want them to know you're your boss. You want to
I do,
understand
yeah.
it. Get them to cut out the vulgar language.
Can you guys please stop?
Like no, seriously, get them
Can
to
you
cut
guys
the
please
language
stop?
out. You'll find that as much as they're cussing, they're also going to appreciate the fact the workplace doesn't feel as toxic.
It feels really toxic right now, and I think it's
Also,
mostly
like-
your two faults.
Which are like no
It is
joke in
my-
Japan. It's just like respect's a
sorry.
huge thing over there. So they don't have like fuck you. They don't have eat shit because
Well,
to them,
now you're swearing. in
That's
my
like
presence,
that's like a very extreme insult to say to a Japanese.
Do you think
person.
they got like fat
They got
motherfucker or
equivalents.
something like that?
No, they definitely have equivalents. Like they'll call you a whale. They'll tell you smell like poop. They'll tell you that like your fashion is that of a fucking gecko. Like they do have insults, and I'm gonna be honest, the Japanese insults hurt way fucking more. But like, you think us Americans calling you a fat piece of shit hurt? No, when you hear a fucking Japanese person who speaks English tell you, dude, you look fucking fatter than a walrus, and a walrus is someone that weighs 1,200 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. They
have to be creative with
my
it. Honestly, I
ex-girlfriend's
love it.
my ex-girlfriend's boss at a sushi restaurant was an old Japanese man chef, and he was a fucking asshole. I've told this story, but it's been long enough people probably won't remember. These guys came in and they were like clearly gay, and they were like, "Do you have a rainbow roll on the menu?" And this guy goes, "No, we don't have the Gay Pride Month rainbow roll here."
Oh my
Oh
god.
God!
In LA, dude, just
In LA.
Oh my
Don't ask me why I know this, but there's something called yaoi, which essentially is the form of hentai or Japanese
You've
cartoon
seen
porn.
the South Park episode, didn't you?
No, I've read it before.
I don't like how condescending you are about Japanese
Wait
culture.
the
Yourself.
fuck a minute. Did you just...
I did. Well, I was
You
curious.
used to make it?
I didn't do anything. I didn't touch myself to yaoi.
You don't gotta touch yourself, dude. That's still...
I didn't.
You had an interest? Like, what the
Well, because I was in Japan and there was a section there, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Yaoi.
yeah,
so
what
you
the fuck
just
is
wait
this?
for gay porn?
No,
stuff
it's
instead of
right
looking
next
at
to the
fucking
hentai.
lesbian
No,
stuff
like,
with
I'm a
genital
hentai
porn?
guy.
One of my
Yeah.
friends loves yaoi. His name's Dino. He loves really into it. So I know.
He's doing. I know he likes yaoi, but what I'm trying to say is that when I was asking why, what is this for gay people? They're like, "Oh, we have no gay people here. It's for the little girls. Like the girls come in there, and the girls like yaoi."
Airsoft, I don't understand how you haven't slugged this guy in the face yet.
Does he follow you around the city telling you where you can and cannot sit?
I don't know why he hasn't earned a punch to the face.
Why?
It's because this man has done so much for me that like simple things like that's nothing.
That's
Whatever,
nice.
that's joke. That's a brotherly joke there. That's the type of shit where he's looking out for you. Like this man literally like, I'm gonna be honest, right? I talk about how B helps me out so much. He did. He helped me out in the most big way. But like the person that got that ball initially rolling all those years ago, that initially got me saying, you know, you should really start questioning things around you and try to figure out a way to get out of bad situations on your own was Brooks. Like
That's nice.
Brooks from the crew, the first time I came out here, they bore witness to the fucking bullshit I was dealing with at the time, and they were like, "Yeah, no, this is not how like shit should be for you."
Yeah.
And then because of that, and because I started questioning things that are going on, it eventually led to me meeting B, and you know, he's become one of my best.
Your manager.
Blaze, I vetted that guy. He's the
call him
man.
B, but his
He's the
name is
man.
Blaze.
He's the man.
He's a fucking great guy. He literally like, when it comes to quality, he's like one of my best friends flat out.
How much did your last manager take from you?
I hate admitting it, but around 90%.
90%. How much does he take from you?
Nothing. Dude does not get paid. No, we don't. No. So hear me out, right? Because it sounds like shit when you say like, if we're on trips, I pay for most everything. Rooms, the travel, the fucking food. Mostly I try to take care of everything. Anytime like we're going just simply out to like drive out to see Sam or something, I'm covering gas. Like I try to fucking take care of him every way I
And
can.
he's getting paid in pussy, right? Wait.
I don't know. I think he gets his own pussy. I think he's too big of a man to be asking other people for pussy.
So you're never too big of a man to ask that question.
Honestly, I'm the type of man to like, sure, I'm a big enough man to not need it, but like, hey, you know what?
You know what? I
That's
actually-
that I could ask for. I think when it's been nearly 10 years, you can have a pass to start saying, hey, one of you guys want me to go get some, be my fucking sidekick for something for a minute.
Brooks,
try to get me someone out here.
You know, Brooks was, I mean, just a shade below being a pimp in his heyday.
Yeah.
Really?
So, yeah, I think so. So I wish you,
He was a person in the medical profession.
person in the medical profession, took me a second.
That was good.
Never heard that before.
Yeah.
Brooks,
Never?
I actually never heard that
Never
before.
heard it.
I wasn't being sarcastic. Brooks, do you have the phone number still of any women who like might be hooked on something?
But the thing is that COVID really destroyed the sex cult. I did have a sex cult. I've gone from PC Brooks used to be pussy coordinator Brooks. Now I'm more politically correct Brooks. You know, so there's been a bit of a transformation. I'm still PC Brooks, but now that's I don't know. We have American flags hanging in our house, so I can't know.
Yeah, it is the trans.
But I will say, yeah, there were some moments, and I'm glad that we're making this podcast as like straight as we possibly can, because the last one was absolutely extremely gay.
1,000%.
The commando thing was great. But yeah, so we did have a sex cult, and there was some initiation and a lot of orgies. And
Brooks, I gotta plug your paintings. Hit up Brooks for oil paintings. Brooks has brought some great guests on this podcast lately. Hit up Brooks for oil paintings. Get custom paintings like this sent out to you.
Yes, I did actually, and you know what? They recorded a video message of a painting that I did of a couple for their anniversary, or not anniversary, birthday or something, but it was great.
If you pay Brooks, if you throw an extra $100 in, Leo and I, for him, will do a video message for you too.
Dude, thank you.
Personalized.
Thank you. The Jewish part of me loves that. The friend part of me also loves that.
You should make a shirt that just plugs your merch every episode, or your paintings.
No, well, I'm trying to get the comments to say, wow, Brooks really looks like he's not on drugs this time.
You do seem more sober.
Yeah, you do.
I am sober this time for like 40 or 39 hours, negative 39 hours.
I don't know what the negative thing means.
Nah,
But
you know what's funny is you go fucking sober right as I started drinking.
Yeah, you know what? He believed everything his mom told him. His mom told him he was allergic to
drinking alcohol.
alcohol.
I finally broke one day when I was on fish tank. I was like, fuck, I can't smoke. I'm sitting here fucking miserable. I need to do something. I finally broke. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like a fucking rum and coke or something that Chris Lynch had paid me. But like, took a few drinks. I don't know. I didn't like it. It's not that it was like as bad as I expected it to be for certain. But like, I was definitely a lot more looser. Like, in the sense of like, I was doing shit that I wouldn't typically do.
Wait. You just told us you started drinking, and then you said you drank one rum and coke, which will do nothing. A man of your body weight.
That was my first, and nowadays I'm just drinking like mixtures of Red Bull and vodka.
How many? How often are you drinking?
So maybe once every 2 months, maybe. I'm having a couple of drinks.
Fucking have at it, dude.
Usually I have about maybe 3 or 4 shots. I was gonna do a little bit of drinking at Shrek Rave, but part of me kept saying keep sober in that sense so that you can perform at your best. And towards the end, I was kind of fighting with myself, but I had like, do I do it now? Do I save this for another night so that everything I can get the crew together, go out, drink together, and have a good time?
How old are you now, Chris?
What?
How old are you now?
27.
So young still. Yeah, and you.
I'm young, but shit, I'm alive.
It sounds like you're drinking responsibly, man. I'm very happy for you.
I mean, if I let myself off the leash, I could probably down a whole fucking fifth of vodka, no problem.
Yeah, wasted. Still.
I have yet to become completely wasted.
You need to. We can take you to the chicken ranch.
You're gonna go to a whorehouse with us, and you're gonna get wasted.
Yeah, you are.
Fuck it, I guess, you know?
We're gonna have to bring the vacuum cleaner to fluff you up.
Yeah, no, so I'm gonna be honest with you, that whole vacuum cleaner bit, I was not the biggest fan of.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. I didn't pay for a subscription, but I watched this fish tank, obviously just checking on you, see how you were doing.
Nah, dude, I appreciate it.
And there were moments when I was like, don't do it, Chris.
Wait, but hey, you gave me the whole lecture on you can't be too big to get humiliated.
Well, I didn't like it, but it doesn't mean
I didn't like getting laid on, but I did it.
Exactly, just like I didn't like my balls getting stuck into a fucking vacuum and hurting for a few moments, but I still fucking let it just happen.
All right. So don't
you
give
gotta
me.
be a man sometimes.
I agree.
That was the difference between us in that moment. In that moment, you were trying to pussy. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. But in that moment, I was like, fuck it, I'll just fucking own it.
But now you're like being like, that wasn't really cool. The owners of that.
Well, no,
house
it's
were-
not. It's not a bad thing to admit. Yeah, that experience wasn't necessarily the coolest. Like, okay, that wasn't.
Did you
the
put your
best
shaft in it or just the balls?
No, he literally like put it up to my balls.
Yeah, idiot.
Okay, well,
Wait, was
that's
it a
not.
guy?
It wasn't a chick. It was fucking shit. It was that fucking Shinji.
I think we got a new person on the top of the totem pole now at this point.
It was
I mean,
literally Shinji, dude, who did it.
That's really messed up.
I don't know who that
Like,
is.
dude,
but-
it was the
How often do you jerk off, Chris?
I used to like the first time I came on here, it was like every fucking night, but now it's like maybe once every week or two.
We need to work on his sex drive, Leo. I mean, he's working out. He's losing weight. That's a step in the right direction.
Are you waking up with erections?
No.
Okay, that's a problem.
Why is that a
It
problem?
means your testosterone is very low.
The fuck do you mean?
Well, you need to wake up. It's healthy to wake up with an erection.
It is, yeah. I got boners all night.
You guys got degrees?
Well, I
And
watch
you
Instagram
guys got
reels.
degrees, meanwhile I'm the one in the Harvard pants.
But we're also the guys. We're also the guys. That's cute. We're also the guys. We're also the guys who.
Wait a minute. Did he just say that's cute?
It is cute. Yeah, I like Harvard guys.
Homie, what the fuck?
What do you want me to do? Respect you for graduating Harvard? Obviously, those are.
Graduated. I just sent him in the fucking band.
I think you could get in if you identify as.
Well, you are part Indian, right? Or part
I got some Native. I don't want to say too much on it because I still got.
I see some Native American.
But I definitely got a little bit in me.
Buck, get over here.
Buck, vet him.
Yeah, vet him.
But if like you see pictures of my father, you definitely be like, yes, there's definitely something in there.
I think you get in as an obese trans woman.
You do look like you live on the res, yeah.
That's how he does.
Has there ever been a more insulting sentence on that?
Well,
yes, actually.
That's like a Japanese insult.
I know an even better sentence that's quicker, easier, and more insulting.
Let's hear it.
It's an old one. Not very many people use it anymore.
Yeah.
I bite my thumb at thee.
Shakespeare!
Like a motherfucker.
That's good. Buck, what do you think about his Native Americanness?
Oh, I could definitely see it. Yeah, now that you mention it.
But yeah, it's just like I said, I don't know how much of it I inherited. I'm not gonna sit here and be like that one white chick who was like 1%. Like, I don't bring it up much because like, yeah, you can see it in my father. It's very blatant when I pull pictures of him, but like, with me, it definitely seems like I inherited a lot of my mother's like skin tone.
You look like all my uncles, basically.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. And my aunts, like literally, like no joke, yeah.
But the ancestors.
You guys are like the same age, right?
24.
And he looks like your uncle.
You asked.
I mean, I guess it's not exactly impossible. Shit happens, but like, really, your uncle now.
No, I love Airsoft at it.
You do look, Airsoft, you don't look old. I will say you don't look old.
You know what's surprising? I don't do shit when it comes to skincare or anything, really.
Really?
No, I take my showers. I take my showers.
You sure you don't want to go in with them?
I do 2 showers a day minimum. Once when I wake up, once when I go to sleep. Unless I'm on like a trip, then I'll usually take one in the morning and take one at night just before bed. But like on average, as soon as I wake up, shower, and before I go to bed, I'm gonna shower down.
Okay. Yeah, Leo, you should have a laissez-faire approach to skincare like he does. Leo, all he talks about is his fucking skin.
Well,
I do a lot of anti-aging
stuff.
stuff.
Much be genetics as well. So it's something you can't just say that and expect it to be a blanket form.
Yeah.
Every person's different. As far as I know, he might need moisturizers and stuff because naturally his skin dries out.
Yeah, I pay extra for baby foreskin cream, and I put that on my face.
So, some people get on his case about this, but if you go to, he doesn't think that, he knows. He feels it on his face every morning. Yeah. So if you go to a motel, the guy who circumcises babies,
it's the best place to get it.
I mean, it's sort of like going to a kosher deli. You just get it right from the source.
No.
Yeah, no, come on. There's no way to
It's got growth business for the Jews. It's a giant.
It's got growth hormone, dude.
That's so fucking. It's one thing to use, a fetus who wouldn't have made it or whatever for stem cell research. It's another thing when you're doing something like that, dude.
Well, do you think it's weird that I put it on my face?
100%.
Dude, look how clear his face is.
It's pretty. I'm 38.
I'm
gonna put it like this: if you would have told that to the wrong person, you would have someone who would have a completely different thought of you.
Listen,
if you get locked up and go to prison, I would not tell a single fucking soul.
You think people would call me a pedo? Is that what you're saying?
No, they would use a different term.
Okay.
That's chomo.
No, oh my God, I'm a child molester because
Or they would call you a diaper sniffer. Yes, I'm not going to call you that because I know you're not that.
Airsoft.
Personally.
Airsoft. It's bullshit, dude. Just because a guy.
It's not bullshit. Because he puts baby wet skin on. You're
out of line. You're out of line. Listen, dude. Just because I go to a synagogue.
When you're circumcised a person, that is forcing from the penis. We're putting baby wing on your face to look younger.
Yes.
It does not make. He's not a pedo because he has baby cock all over his face.
I don't know. You're saying that to the wrong person.
Price of beauty, dude. It's the price of beauty.
Listen,
man. That's not a good price.
He actually has a compost garden in his backyard, and it's all baby feces that he gets from the diaper clinic.
That's very, very, it's good for probiotics. You take a spoonful of that every 2 days.
Okay, let me put it like this, right? If you found a way to take a kid's diaper and turn it into mulch, I don't really have that much of an issue with it. Okay, the diaper is going to get thrown out no matter what, just a waste. If you can make that into a viable mulch and raise a plant through it, that's fine.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about causing pain to your child, snipping the fucking skin off.
Well, it's their religion.
For I don't give a fuck if it's religion or not. That's still fucking a form of torturing a child.
If I don't buy it, someone else is going to buy it. You know what I mean? Like
it's like
so
ivory.
that makes
it's like
it
ivory.
okay. That makes it okay.
I take it.
No.
It's walking
That
distance
makes
from my
That
place.
makes it okay.
Listen, Chris, I mean, there was a time when there was a Mexican guy at the border who was like, hey, teenage girl, you take to San Diego, you get $3,000. And I took her. Because if I didn't sex traffic this girl, somebody else was going to sex traffic her.
It's the same
Yeah,
idea.
no, that's not cool, man. You gotta fuck off.
Well,
Don't be
That's
like
not.
that.
No.
come
I
on,
don't
don't
fuck
be
with human trafficking. Dude. I don't fuck with that shit. Okay.
all right. Well,
That's
it's
something I
one
do
time.
not flat out fuck with. I don't care if it's one time.
Okay.
Motherfucker, if El Chapo came up to me and said, here's $5 million to take this kid into the U.S., they're going to be fucking trafficked. I don't give a fuck what you think.
Dude, he
You
needed
don't
a
do it
new
for the
lens.
whole
Bro.
person.
He needed a new
Put it
lens.
in my
Your manager, your manager would like you more if you started human trafficking a little bit.
But I'm going to tell you right now, you got to quit saying manager. That's my friend, man. I don't have people that manage me. I have friends that help me out.
Sure,
Well, you don't want to pay him as a manager.
Well,
so that's
no. There's gonna come a day where I'm making enough to where, like, I want to be able to drop him a large sum of cash. Like, I want to get to a point where I'm making enough to drop him $2,000 a fucking month. So he never has to fucking work again. But like, right now, I'm not at that point.
That's an interesting number.
No, hear me out.
shows?
Hear me out.
Just a couple of months and you retire.
Yeah. Hear me the fuck out. If I can pay him consistently every month that amount, I mean, come on. Most people in the U.S., living in a nice house could fucking make that work. And the thing is, that's not just, the maximum. I want to be able to pay him more and more and more. I'm just saying, at minimum, I'd like to be able to drop $2,000 in his hand every month.
Sure.
Like,
I can think we're
that's
moving
the
to Maine
fucking
where you're
bro.
living.
That's the person that gives a fuck enough to, like, have your fucking back.
Chris, how do you feel that you lost in a lightsaber duel to a human trafficker?
Whatever, dude. Don't give a fuck. It doesn't change who I am. It doesn't change who you are.
Do you
That's the way
look at
it
me
is,
differently
bro.
now?
That you know this.
I mean, if you're being serious, bro, yeah, I look at you a whole lot fucking different.
I mean, it was just like 20 miles from the border to San
Yeah,
Diego.
dude.
Airsoft.
You know what's gonna happen to that kid.
Well, she was
Read
like,
fucking
they're gonna kill me,
articles.
they're gonna rape me. And I was like, shh, I'm trying to listen to Matchbox 20.
Exactly. See, and you doomed this is real, dude. You doomed a fucking child that instead of just taking it, you could have taken that fucking money, took and dropped that kid off at a state office, and they would have fucking figured it out.
Yeah, but then the mafia would have been, the cartel would have been looking for me.
I mean,
I don't
that's the risk you gotta take. If you want to be a good person and still get the money, you're gonna have to do it. People wanting to kill you because you're too nice to fucking hurt someone, but you're too bad of a person to fucking not scam out of the money.
He's like a superhero.
He is.
He's such moral clarity.
Yeah.
So there's
I
three
love it.
choices when you're approached with something like this. Ready?
Yeah.
Number one.
For
you
next
say-
time, I gotta listen.
Number one, you say no, you just walk away. You say nothing else. Like, hey, no, I'm not part of this. I'm gone.
Yeah.
The next step is if they're a violent type and you say no, they say, look, you're either taking this money, or you're going to put a bullet through your skull.
Sure.
You look at them and you tell them, you put a fucking bullet through my skull. Because I'm not going to fucking lower myself to be a piece of shit like that. You take the fucking bullet. Because what that kid's going to go through is a lot fucking worse than you dying. And then lastly, you could be a piece of shit. Take the fucking money, run, you take the kid to some state office a couple states over, drop her off so they get help, and then you just take off and disappear. But then you run the risk, like you said, of the fucking people coming after you because you still fucked someone over. Just as you're going to have good people after you for fucking that kid over, you're going to have bad people after you for fucking them over.
What if the girl?
The only way for you to not have a guilty conscience in that situation either way is to just say no. But to me, just saying no is even fucking worse because you don't care enough to at least do something.
She was annoying. Does that change anything?
That does not change a single thing.
Like really annoying.
She had braces.
Yeah.
She listened to the Spice Girls.
Yeah, and she would quote Friends nonstop.
No, I don't care. You could be the most annoying person on earth.
Okay.
I don't think you should be just put through a life like that.
If I remember correctly, she was also fat phobic, which I don't know.
I don't care.
She didn't stop.
Hatred can be learned to lose.
Tell your aunt that.
Hatred is taught, and it can be detaught.
You know, she was playing with a yo-yo, and she scuffed the paint
So?
on my car. It was a 2002 Honda Accord.
It's a fucking car. It's the fucking most basic fucking car you could ever get.
Well, it was.
It's literally a car that gets
It had a
some cheap
spoiler.
get away
Yeah.
for free.
And also, who does the round the world like near a car? You know what I mean? Like she
A
was.
fucking kid who doesn't know any fucking better and didn't have a family to teach him fucking right.
Don't try to do around the world.
You can't.
No.
You need 6
the
feet in
fucking
every
truth.
direction.
No, that's the fucking truth, right? If you're raised your whole life
Yeah.
not being taught that that's dangerous to do, not being taught that there are consequences to doing that kind of thing,
And there are
you're gonna
consequences
fucking
around the world.
realize that and not do
Listen,
it. No.
this is why. How dare you call my car basic? I had the fuzzy dice. I had a spoiler.
Basic as a bad.
It was tinted. The windows were tinted.
My friend, you need to shut the fuck up because that was so basic.
You
That
took
was
the
more
governor
than 2
out.
years ago.
I needed to pay for a new tape deck. That's why I did it. That's why I took her up to SD.
A tape deck?
Yeah, I wanted a new tape deck.
Bro, fucking serious?
Yeah.
That's not a good reason, man. That changes a lot more about it, and it makes it worse for you, bud.
You know, Chris, I just can't. I can't meet you halfway on this one.
Than it should have been.
I met you halfway on getting laid on.
You know what? How about this? You know what? To the people out there, if you don't want to watch an asshole like this be a piece of shit, y'all can find me on YouTube. Y'all can find me on Cameo. Y'all don't have to listen to this.
I can't wrap my head around
I
this.
love
You're
you,
saying
Danny, but like, what you been saying today, I'm trying to have some different thoughts, brother.
you're telling me if an 18-year-old girl just randomly just sent a hard around the world right into your car, your prized possession, you're not going to get a little pissed off?
Again, I'm gonna really emphasize this.
I
If I know the situation this girl is coming from, and I know they really had a family that would not have taught her about that,
Yeah.
then I might be pissed about the situation itself.
You don't do
but I'm
the
not
walking
gonna
the
get mad at
dog.
the
You
kid.
have anything valuable? You
I'm
don't.
not gonna fucking get mad at the kid. I'll get mad
Chris.
at the situation that happened.
I didn't sex traffic anybody. We're fucking
I
around.
wasn't messing around.
I didn't sex.
I get that, brother, but that's something I don't like to play around with.
All right,
Because that's
I'm
like some very like I said, we were fostering some kids. They went through that shit. I've seen firsthand.
You called me a
What people
chulo
like
like
that.
5 minutes ago.
I told you that if you would have told the right person, the wrong person technically, but the right people that you told that to, they would. I told you. I don't call you that because I know you on a more personal level. We're not
By the
extremely
way-
personal. We don't talk all day.
By the way, for the record,
We know each other enough to
Yeah.
where I know you're not doing that shit. But like,
for the record, I
But me.
also don't.
if you tell a person
Mhm.
in prison that story, that's what they're gonna do. And I'm warning you. Yes, make the joke with your friends, but like be careful you make that joke too, because you might find someone that ain't gonna find that funny. I don't find that kind of. I'm being blunt with you right now because I'm the type of guy that'd rather be blunt. I really don't appreciate. Like I can appreciate a good fucking like sex joke, rape joke type of thing if it's just like a one done type of thing. But when you're going on about it like this, you're trying to make someone believe something. That's a bit. Okay, now you're pulling in like the territory of like Sam Pepper when he fucking did the kidnapping prank. At that point, that's really not a joke. Now you're just being dark to try and be dark, and that's not always fucking funny. Let's go. Curse Cowardly Dog could pull something off like that. Like being dark to be dark is funny.
The cartoon.
But brother, you're not a cartoon. You're not a fucking cartoon, and you're not a dog.
By the way, I don't walk to the local synagogue and get baby foreskins. So,
That one I know for sure. But
Okay,
like,
no.
buddy, I'm gonna be honest with you, Danny.
Yeah.
I look at you, and sometimes I think to myself, what the fuck has he done to get to this point? Because you look at how many famous people are being exposed now, and I'm thinking about every famous person I've ever like fucked with, and now I'm like,
To be fair, it's not the first time the people have thought that he might have some Holly weird connections out there.
I hope
People
he's being honest when he says he doesn't, because I hope he's one of the few people that don't.
But how would sex trafficking a hypothetical girl like improve my YouTube career? And I get you. I get you take that
I'm gonna
seriously.
be blunt with you, okay? I'm
Yeah.
gonna be blunt with you because again, I like to try and see both sides of the scenario. That's why I've told you there's 3 different outcomes that come out with that. If you're someone who is extremely fucking desperate, maybe, yes, you make YouTube videos, maybe it's good content, but like myself, okay, let me put my situation out here, right?
Uh-huh.
So, about a year back, I was making, I'll be bluntly honest, right? Around $1,000 to $1,500 a month on YouTube. I was making good content, putting it out. I'm still doing some of the similar content, still pushing out that content, but now we're making $400 a month. And so now I'm on that level where, like, yes, I can see where people are pieces of shit and do this because that's a good chunk of change. If you sat there and told me, hey, take this fucking 16, 17-year-old across the fucking border to the Texas fucking place, go here, I'll drop you $100,000. Like, If I were the right kind of person in my current situation, I would say yeah, but like I'm not the person.
So you're saying you get how people do evil stuff for money.
100%.
Yeah, no, I get that.
That's why my whole thought process is I don't judge people who get into fucking sex work. I don't judge people who get, fall onto drugs too much.
Yeah.
I get upset with the scenario. I get upset with the disease, but I'm not going to sit there and get upset with the person because I know from personal experience, people don't do things for no reason. There's always some underlying reason, even if they don't know it themselves.
Well, I want to assure you, Chris, that I was just screwing around. I apologize if I made you uncomfortable. I have not had any part in sex trafficking.
I want to believe you, bro, and I really hope so.
It doesn't seem like you do. It doesn't seem like you do.
No, I'm always a skeptical kind of guy, so I always keep that in the back of my mind, like, hey, keep an eye on this kind of thing. Because I've been surprised. I've been blindsided before by people I thought I fucking knew. But I knew for fuck. No, hold up.
Oh, yeah.
This is why I get so touchy. Make jokes that far with it. Now also
Was this about sex trafficking?
Yeah, well, more CF. We'll abbreviate to CF.
Okay.
So we had this, me and my friend Aaron at the time, we don't talk anymore, we fought. But like me and Aaron at the time, we were roommates. We had a friend of ours, and I'm just gonna say it, Jeremiah was his name. Fat motherfucker, ugly as shit, lived in adult foster care, like, dude's like in his like roughly early 30s, right? He had told us that, he has a record, he had something back, as a Romeo and Juliet thing. He was dating her, he turned 18, she was 17 at the time still, the mom hated him. And me and Aaron, like, I was like, okay, whatever, it's not enough for me to really hate him. If he was 17, she was 17 when they first got together. That's what Romeo and Juliet's there to protect, is when two 17-year-olds get together and one's just a couple of months above the other.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm like, okay, the Romeo and Juliet law can apply there. Not 16 and 18, but like a 17-year-old who's only like 3 months behind her boyfriend. I'm not going to be upset about that, really.
But this guy you call the fat
No, this
shit,
guy.
what did he do?
So anyhow, that's how he explained his situation.
Yeah.
Until one day, one of my old Discord mods hit me up and like, hey, we did a little bit of deep digging for you because we couldn't find much on him. Because there was a day, little background as to why we were looking into it. He came over to our apartment and was yelling at Aaron to a point where Aaron was like on the fucking ground in tears. And I had to come up and tell the dude straight up, like, dude, you don't get the fuck out of here. I'm going to scalp you. I'm going to fucking lay you out bleeding right now with what the fuck you're doing to this kid who's fucking way more autistic than I, like, worse off than fucking I am.
Wait. What happened to an autistic kid?
So Aaron is autistic and has more worse off disabilities than I do when it comes to mentally.
Uh-huh. So
when I came out, I was like, dude, you really come and ask someone who's fucking autistic and worse off than me? You come fucking here, you come fuck with this kid, I'll fucking scalp you. Get the fuck out of here.
Was he trying to have sex with the autistic person?
No, he was fucking, I don't know what it was, because they showed up, they wanted to talk with him. And Aaron, like, the next thing I hear is Aaron crying. I come out because he's out in the hallway. Because we're living in an apartment at the time, right? He's out in the hallway talking to him because they just randomly showed up and said they wanted to talk. And I come out there, I told him to go. Aaron looks at me and he's like, dude, he was just being, he wasn't clear about anything. He was fucking distraught. And like I said, that night, after my Discord mods had heard about that, they did deep digging. They found the police record for him. Turns out the guy was, emming a 14-year-old when he was 24. And when I found that out, he showed up to my house one last time and I pulled a knife on him.
What's emming?
What?
Emming.
Emming. M013ST3.
Oh. I don't know what that was. I couldn't follow that.
We aren't really supposed to say that on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah.
No, we found out he straight up did. And the mother called him, like, we looked this up. And it was looked into this case file. They literally pulled up for us. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So he showed up to the house, they showed up to our apartment one last time, and I pulled a knife on him and I said straight up, get the fuck out. I looked at him dead in the face and said, you've been lying to me and Aaron for fucking years.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck do you mean? Pulled his fucking record up, pulled up my phone and said, you sat there and did this to a kid? And you were 24. Oh, Romeo and Juliet law, Romeo and Juliet law, if you're looking at the legal sense in Michigan, there's a legal allowance of a 2-year age gap. Buddy, that's 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
And you lied for years to people about your charges. And by law, you have to be open about them. You have to inform them. And you know what the worst part is? His adult foster home is right next to an elementary school.
That's messed up, dude.
This just...
So
this
like when I tell you like jokes like that, when I tell you jokes like that go that far, when I'm telling you right now that like that gets to me, it is a interpersonal thing for me. Like,
Yeah.
I fucking had someone like that would make those jokes, and like, I don't sit there and say, oh, you know, I don't say that to be a dick and be like, oh, I don't believe you. I'm saying that because in the past, I believed someone saying they didn't do that when they were making that kind of joke. And then one day I found out it wasn't a fucking joke. Sorry if I'm a little emotional right now, but like, it is something that gets to me. It's like, okay, a simple one-off joke, sure, two-off joke, sure. When you're going off for minutes at a time, trying to like make some, like, it's a bit much. It's not a movie. We're not making some film about this type of thing. We're supposed to have a conversation.
I just want to play a little publicist right now. All right, next time somebody asks you about Danny, all right, are you gonna bring up this sexual?
No, I'll talk about the things that I know for a fact about Danny, and that's it. I'm not gonna fucking like.
I appreciate that.
That's something that, again, like, if I got problems with people, typically I'd like. If you would have met me 10 years ago, oh, you're damn right, I've been pissed enough to do it and everything.
Are you gonna tell anybody about Leo's baby foreskin?
But now that I'm older and I've matured more, and a lot of it's thanks to my friends that I currently have around me.
Yeah.
I can be like, okay, yeah, that pissed me off, but like, clearly this is just some sort of one-time thing. This ain't something that's gonna be fucking happening daily. And even though I'm skeptical enough to be like, yeah, I really do hope, it's not in the sense of, oh yeah, I really do think it is. Yeah, I just really hope I'm not making that same mistake of trusting someone that I'm hoping I can trust, only to find out.
Danny was joking, so I kind of want to like turn your anger towards a man that tells you what furniture you can sit on.
Okay,
because
look,
it can hold you up. I'd rather you.
Okay, look, I will admit, okay, Brooks could be a bit more fucking kinder about it. All right, there is better wording he could fucking use.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna emphasize this again. He's not being unreasonable.
Yeah. No, yeah. When you came in,
he's dropping big money on that couch.
$3,000. I wasn't being unreasonable. I mean, I'm joking. I'll stop joking.
That's it. That's the last.
That's the last one.
But like that, but that's straight up. Like for me, like people saying stuff like that. Yes, there's better ways to fucking say. He could have been better at saying it, but like at the same time, like. I don't want to be the one that fucking cost the dude a fucking $1,000 because it's fucking couch breaking because I sat down on this son of a bitch.
Chris, if that got too dark, I apologize. We were ripping for a long time. Just know that if I had done that, I would hopefully have the sense to not talk about it on a podcast.
Please don't be that.
And if I'm that brazen where I'm talking about sex trafficking on a podcast, you could probably assume that I haven't sex trafficked anybody because I probably wouldn't want that kind of heat, right? I wouldn't want that kind of heat.
I really don't, man. Because I tell you, man, I can't. I don't know. It's like.
Can I look into your eyes and tell you I'm not a sex trafficker? Will that help at all?
Come on, you guys need to. We need to change the dynamic.
Let me try.
We just need to talk about something different.
Let me try. I want to try one more.
Spill the water.
It was empty. I drank it all. I'm into hydration. Chris, I am not a sex trafficker.
And that makes me happy to know.
Do you believe him?
Sure.
No, you don't.
No. See, the whole thing is me saying, sure, let's just be like in the quickest, most easiest way to tell me, yeah, I believe it. The dude's a comedian type. He likes to make jokes. Sometimes those jokes go a little far.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not something that I'm gonna sit here and make a fucking year-long issue about. I'm not like a fucking butthurt fucking commentator YouTuber who gets pissed because I'm actually fucking going out and enjoying something and they're sitting behind their fucking computer pissed off making videos about people and spreading fucking lies.
See, there you and I can come together is I think there's nothing worse than commentary YouTubers who don't create anything. They just try to tear down other people.
Oh no, and I got some that I would love to tear into and stuff, and I won't directly give them any kind of credit because I don't want these motherfuckers, making another dime off my name. Some of these motherfuckers are making a shit ton of money on videos about me that, like, I'm making pennies, but they're making thousands upon my fucking name.
Yeah,
and let me tell you something.
They're worse than sex traffickers.
The other poultry meat that is not chicken, that is typically eaten once a year, the poultry meat of Tom's, I don't have a good thought of. And I hope to God, one day we can have a conversation and clear up some of those issues. Because this motherfucker, let me tell you, the other side of chicken from Uncle Tom, they got a lot of good shit wrong and a lot of stuff that if they just reach out and talk to a person, they figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, It's ridiculous. No, so like a really good example, right? We had a commentator YouTuber, and I only want to be brief with this because I do want to talk more about future stuff and talk about, you know, more of the better things that are happening. But I do want to bring this up because this is legit. I'm saying legitimate, like I'm joking and being jovial about it, but it's real. People are making hateful videos about me and spreading lies. They're trying to fucking dox me, and they're literally making thousands of fucking dollars off my fucking name. And yet YouTube, for some reason, I know there's a shadow fucking ban. There's no way there isn't, because how do you go from a year back making fucking nearly $1,200 a month consistently down to fucking $400 in a couple of months of time without some bullshit happening?
I will say that that's a pretty regular fluctuation. That's
when it's been nearly a year now with no changes since, like that's, I don't think that's a fluctuation, brother. That's it's bad. We're not.
I will say there have been streaks of months where I'm literally making 3 times as much as I am on other months on AdSense.
Yeah, but I'm not like on AdSense. I'm barely making a damn thing, but all these people that are making these commentary videos about me do.
Because they're playing the game, though. They're playing the game. They know what to mute. They know what not to show. They know how to go viral.
Here's the fucking problem, right?
I don't like commentary videos either, so I'm on your side.
Hear me out.
But I just want you to get into a more positive, productive mind frame.
What gets me, Danny, is these people are spreading fucking lies.
Sure, I get it. You think nobody's talking shit about me on the internet? I get it.
Well,
I get it.
Here's the problem, though. People are buying these fucking lies, which is the worst part. And no one thinks to fucking come talk to me to figure it out.
Let's defend you. What is the worst lie?
So the worst one, personally, right? This is personally. There's other lies that have been spread about my crew that pissed me off even more than the personal shit. But I'll just stick to the personal stuff. All right? There's one commentator YouTuber that I fucking hate. Now, I fucking love animals. I could never harm an animal. I literally used to help a non-profit rescue fucking cats, and I didn't make a dime for my fucking time. All I got was fucking trauma seeing some of these animals' conditions. We had a cat. We had a cat back when my mom was alive named Preston. Preston was missing an eye. This guy made a commentary video on me, ripping into me, and lied and said that I shot the fucking cat's eye out, that I was shooting my cat every day. Jesus. Told these people, got thousands upon hundreds of thousands people to fucking believe this, to a point where I was getting harassed in my fucking live streams about it. What happened to fucking Preston? I'm sorry if I get emotional. It's hard for me to draw myself back in moments like this, but this specific one fucking gets me. Preston is a cat that we fucking rescued in the middle of a fucking winter snowstorm. We got a fucking call from some college chick saying, hey, I got a kitten under my deck that's sick, and I'm worried sick about it, and I gotta go on my fucking moped on black ice trying to fucking make it without crashing because my mother's there with the SUV. She's called me, hey, I can't get this cat. I need you to come by and try to get this fucking cat or it's gonna fucking, and you crawl into the fucking house and you see a cat's face matted shut, mouth and eyes from infection. You want to know what fucking happened to Preston? You want to know why he lost a fucking eye, you piece of shit?
No.
He lost it from an infection that melted his eye because he was under someone's deck for 2 fucking weeks with no food or water in the middle of a fucking winter snowstorm after its mother abandoned him. He was going to lose his other eye. But my mother and Dr. Gaspari fucking saved the cat's other eye. They couldn't save the other one. They couldn't shut the fuck out to Dr. K, man. I never thought about before shut the fuck out to him. He helped my fucking mother out so much. He knows the fucking truth about Preston because he told me and my mother straight up, Preston should not have made it through that night. That first night, that cat should have fucking died. And yet, not even 4 months later, it's way back up in weight. It's actually growing into its adult, like, actual size. And it's happy. And yes, it doesn't have one of its eyes, but it had its other one saved. And it hurts. And, like, I need to draw myself back. I'm getting really fucking emotional. I'm trying to do better at catching myself. Because something that does sometimes land me in some hot water and shit is when I get emotional. That's how my Twitch got banned. It was a very emotional moment, and it just... Someone abused that moment and fucking it hit me. It hit me hard.
I think your cash cow is suing this bastard.
You know, if I knew their real name, I probably would look into it. And regardless, I do know the street name.
Out for you.
I do know the street name, and they straight up admitted it, that they were doing it just to be funny. I got into a call with the guy who did. I got in a call with the guy who got my Twitch banned. A fucking Discord call, and I asked him, "Hey, why'd you do it?" "Oh, because I thought it'd be funny." I said, "Oh, you think it's fucking funny taking away 1/3 of someone's income?" "Oh, what? I didn't think I did." You didn't think you did that. You didn't think you just took 1/3 of my income at a time when I'm dealing with someone who fucking takes 90% of it.
Not B.
No, not B. No, B is like literally like when I say this, I don't joke. He does not make a cent off of me. And that's not something I like.
You said that so many times.
No, I stress this because so many people.
He's hitting on one of the girls in the dining room right now. She's like, he's like, hey, I can take you out. And you don't make a cent off me. How are you gonna pay for it?
Here's the big thing. Right? Here's the big thing, right? So I don't necessarily say that with pride. I want to be making enough. I want these videos to be doing good enough so I can fucking drop in. Like I said, drop a minimum $2 grand a fucking month would be great. But especially someone like me, $2 grand a month in my pocket, sure, I'm living a good fucking life. You know what I'm saying?
How much is your rent?
I don't have rent. I own my own place.
Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so after Fish Tank Season 1, I had gotten enough money through, not just from the show, but like there were people that donated to a GoFundMe that they created for me. So I built this tiny home, and my buddy B, and of course I keep bringing up the reason I keep stressing it is so many people have lied saying that he's the same as the old manager. Like, no. This is just a friend who's helping me out. He doesn't see much out of this other than when we go on trips. I cover everything.
He did tell me in the hallway that he likes to target shoot kittens, though.
No, he doesn't. That guy, dude, he may be one tough motherfucker, but I doubt he'd ever like try to hurt him.
I'm joking. I did not say that.
But anyhow,
so first, you got a tiny home on somebody's property?
Yeah, no, straight up, it's a tiny home. It's, a little efficiency place. It's nothing too bad. It's I'm like 90-ish% of the way through paying it off. It's like 300 something bucks a month. Nothing crazy. It's actually even at my diminished like current revenue, I'm still able to afford the rent. But
be optimistic about getting that money back up. You're gonna make more.
You own the land? You own the land?
No, he owns it. He's letting me stay on it. There's gonna come a time
and he
where
makes
I want
money
to
with other shit.
You rotate the mic so you're talking about the sheet.
Yeah,
he makes money with other shit too.
Cool.
Like,
yeah, like
just
Cameo
YouTube,
helps out a lot.
some shit don't monetize. We're trying not to smoke weed in the videos. We're trying not to have them shirtless, even though everybody
that demonetizes?
Yes, they do. They take it as
like nudity. They think he's a woman or something.
They do. They really do. You look like a fat chick. No shit.
You should be able to fight that one. I think that one should be fine. I'm actually pretty intimately familiar with the AdSense guidelines, which is why I'm saying, Airsoft, you just got to have that optimistic mindset that you can figure it out.
When it gets age restricted, he doesn't get as much shit. So then,
well, yeah, but I've been through all this before. There are ways to play the game where you can still do authentic content to you and still make money. The shirt thing is bullshit. If you get that reviewed, there are probably other issues in the shirtless
swearing,
videos.
like we're all kinds of shit.
No, there's definitely like layers to it for sure. Being
to you shirtless?
More integrated. Well, and there were videos that I did where I did cuss and I was shirtless, and they still got fucking like hit because of it.
Yeah.
So it's like
you got your boys back though. Like so when they try to
100%.
spread rumors about him,
if B
I mean,
literally,
like he said, there's $400 a month. Like, how are you gonna dice that up? I have my own money coming in. It'd be dope if we started making money.
Sure.
He does make money. Like truthfully, he doesn't even probably recall all the times that he does different shit. He was with Shane Gillis. He did Rolling Loud. He's done so much fucking cool shit that some shit's more networking than money, but you got to show up and just do it. You have to fucking.
No, we had a ghost. We had like a ghost producer at the beginning of the history of our channel. Just my sugar mama would like sometimes fund a little bit, some stuff on the channel when we needed it.
Yeah.
So we get that at the beginning. There's not a lot of income coming in. You got to figure out what you got to do.
And you got to if you follow the same sugar mama pattern, you got to Airsoft's dick.
He almost got laid a couple weekends ago. We went to the beach and it was so close.
Damn.
A blue whale swam up and
something like that. Actually, it's on his page.
Sorry.
There was like a middle-aged nurse that was alone at the bar, and he danced with her for like a half hour, and then he came over and he's like, I need some paper to get her number. I'm like, no, just take her back to the room, bro. You don't need her number.
Paper? You don't have your phone?
He did.
My phone was dead at the time.
Yeah. Okay.
I said just take her straight to the room.
Hear me out. She was in her 40s. I did ask if she wanted to come back. I did. That's the thing you don't acknowledge. I did suggest it, but she was like, nah, I'm like really tired. I'm a traveling nurse, so like exhausted. I was like, oh, that's understandable. You might not like I can get your number. Fucking next time I'm in the area, we can come hang out or something. And she was like, oh sure, we got your phone. I put the phone. It's fucking dead. It's like 1 sec. I'll you a classy lady. You like something classic. I'll do something classic. And I ran up to the bartender. I was like, can I get a pen? Can I get a napkin? Mm-hmm. And I was gonna do it. And that's when people was like, no, let's go to their room. And I was like, dude, I already asked her. She said no. Like,
But then she was dancing alone the whole night, and I'm like, that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna feel out the room.
Yeah.
Nobody else gonna go over to her. Then you go at the end, and then he kind of was.
I'm gonna be honest with you, B. It doesn't sound like he was close to getting laid at all.
Nah, he was. She was into it. But I guess that's the closest.
That's the closest I've
Yeah.
gotten in the past, like.
We've tried, bro. We've tried.
I'm trying to think because I kind of liked the moves that he was putting on earlier, but I thought that was. I like when you're assertive. I think you just got to be assertive and not creepy, not pushy, but just be straightforward. So if the girl isn't interested, she can say no and you can move on. And if she is interested, you know right away, and therefore you're not wasting your time.
Exactly. I don't like wasting time.
Strength in numbers type thing, though. If you were in a big city like LA, or if you went around LA today and talked to 100 women, I feel like one would say yes.
Okay, being bluntly honest, all right, especially being someone who's autistic, sometimes it gets scary to talk to anyone new.
I get what you're saying, but you're a celeb, dude.
1,000%. Well, I might be a celeb, but like, I don't know. I always viewed like walking around, being like, I'm a celebrity. It's kind of like, I don't know, condescending to the people who support you as someone who.
What do you think I do all day?
Well, that's the thing, right? You got the confidence in yourself, and you got the fan base that's like, fuck yeah, I love that attitude. But like, I look at my fan base, a lot of them are those homebody types that are like, if you came up to them and were like, I'm a fucking celebrity, you should be nothing. They'd be like, you're not gonna fuck.
You see me slap the shit out of that kid came to our comedy show?
Oh, yeah, dude.
I was just like,
some kid was like asked for an autograph, and he was like, dude, I already gave you a picture. And he just backhanded it.
Dude, what?
Well, I mean,
he was kind of annoying.
Yeah,
I was
talking to a girl at the bar.
I would be. If I would. Oh, if you came up to me after a show, no, 100%.
100%.
Maybe
you come up to me after a show.
Maybe well, not to me, right? Like, okay, this is a little lesson for fans, right?
Here, let's educate him. Yeah.
If I'm at a show,
come at us proper.
Like if I'm at a show or an event that I'm already like there. If I'm, say I'm at the airport, you see me because I'm traveling, whatever. It's cool to come up to like ask you for a photo, ask maybe for an autograph, but like if I'm out doing basic life shit like shopping, or if I'm out doing something, let us do our thing, man. We're just trying to exist like you in that moment.
We're not really like you, but just because people say that, we're just like you. We're better than you. Just stay the fuck away when I'm at Whole Foods, you know?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily better, but we're definitely way more charismatic, obviously.
Yeah, we're better, yeah. and that's actually, I was being sarcastic. Airsoft, that's a very detached attitude. You don't like it when people come up to you in the supermarket?
It's not necessarily that I don't like it per se, right? But it's a bit different of a feeling, right?
We don't get it enough to hate it yet, I think.
You get stalkers.
No,
like
I
his
do.
UPS guy was a stalker.
Yeah, I bet.
Dude, my
he was like,
my UPS guy was my stalker for a while, right? This kid was commenting on my fucking like Instagram post. Hey, I was by your house. I'm your UPS driver. You're delivering here, right? Like, was trying to fucking basically softly dox me.
Yeah.
And when I fucking when B called, I had B help me out in that situation because I was fucking like overly stressed out. When I freak out over a situation, it's hard for me to get pulled back. So I had B help me out with it.
I'm like, bro, you got a good job. Don't
Why the
fuck this
fuck are
up.
you
work
doing
for
this?
UPS. This is so weird.
Yeah.
And
I was
then
like, knock on
literally-
the door and like say hi. That's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then his packages started coming opened and like broken and shit.
No, so
and
there
then
was a pack.
Yeah.
There was a package, right? I couldn't get out the shop, right? And at the time, my car was bust down. So I ordered an Amazon package with some like canned food, right? When it came and I opened the box, number one, the box is pre-opened and re-sealed. Number two, there was some fucking it looked like throw up all over my canned food.
It was jizz, dude.
It wasn't
Something
just, it was like
nasty.
some reddish pink. It was nasty. It smelled horrible.
Your canned food might have just opened. Because
Nah, it was like
it was open. That's
Bro,
crazy.
it was like
That's
4
like
packages.
pioneer
It kept
shit.
getting weird, and then he like said something else, and I was like, "Bro, we're gonna have to call your work. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?"
Didn't we eventually
It's
have to
like 3
call
weeks
and request
long.
a new
Yeah,
guy?
and then the new guy did the same shit, but not as weird. He was like, "Hey, I got a couple joints and a candle," and I was like, "Hey, buddy," I was like standing out front. I'm like, "We already went through this," and he's like, "Yeah, everybody at the local office is talking about how he lives up here." Well, I'm like, "Bro, get the fuck
you
out
guys
of
are
here!"
really
please."
fucking tattling on yourselves for doxing
But it is
your
like
fucking
that.
customers.
Do you have a can of sweet corn I can take home tonight? I'm kind of hungry.
No, I think I ordered some off Amazon. I think they're.
No, oddly enough, it wasn't even like sweet corn that I ordered. It was like some fucking canned stews and spaghetti.
Okay, I eat SpaghettiOs. I used to my parents used to fucking let me eat SpaghettiOs.
They're horrible, to be honest. They don't make you. They're tasty as fuck. They're delicious.
They are tasty.
Drink them, but nutrients in
I
it,
know.
really, and they're not very filling.
The
Let's be
90s,
honest.
dude. They just
I could smash
we
2
just ate
cans
like
and I'd
shit.
still be hungry.
Well, guys, we gotta bring this podcast to an end. It's been, we have traversed the rainbow of emotions.
1,000%, man. 1,000%. Again, sorry if I got a little emotional there, guys. It happens.
Let's review. I feel like we all came together. We had some great laughs. We all came together hating Brooks for being a fat phobe.
Yeah.
You and I
Look at you skinny mini fuck. You say you could be strong, but you can't lift a woman up without cracking.
Good, dude.
You made me check my ego with you laying on top of me thing, and I needed that. That was very healthy. It felt good, too. It really felt better than I expected. And then there came a time where you were fully convinced I was a human trafficker.
For like a brief moment, yeah.
It was
there was a moment
30
I
minutes.
started thinking
It was
about
30 minutes. It was at least 30 minutes. Not that brief of a moment, but it was fun.
more like 29 minutes.
I apologize again, Chris. I swear I'm not a human trafficker. And if I was, I wouldn't be talking about it on a podcast.
Yeah, you wouldn't be that dumb, hopefully.
Yeah, but it's always great to have you, man. We always learn so much. And you're always a great force to be on that couch, mixing it up with us. We love you, Airsoft.
Hell yeah, man. If you guys want to see more of me one last time, find me over on YouTube, find me over on Instagram, and hell, you want to show some support, maybe grab yourself a cameo, man. I do business shit, I do normal shit,
I wish you were in LA, dude. You could you would be in a bunch of our videos, dude.
See, the crazy thing is, right? I want to start saving up, get a nice e-bike that goes 70, 80, and build a walnut trailer and do a fucking cross-country trip. That's going to be some time. That's going to be a little bit of time.
You're definitely going to die.
Leo,
If you try to go across the country in a bike, you're going to die.
A nice e-bike? Yeah.
Dude, it would be very scary. You should not do that.
It would undoubtedly be the most terrifying thing a person could do.
Yeah.
But I'm honestly interested enough in doing it purely because I'd like to prove that it can be fucking done. And there are people out there that make these walnut trailers look camping with their bikes, but I want to see, can it be done? Can I travel to every state in the U.S. on a nice e-bike with a walnut trailer? Maybe I save I want to save up a good amount of
better
money.
have water skis on it because Hawaii.
There are ferries there, and if I really have
Don't say that about them. There also be some people us.
And if I really, really, really had to, I would just ship the bike over to Hawaii. I would buy a storage facility, a little storage container to keep the trailer in, and I would just fly over there and ride the bike through Hawaii and boom, knock Hawaii out.
Sorry. Support Airsoft so we can make it come true. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, right, man. Have a good night, everyone.
That was awesome, Airsoft.